An amazing game in Clemson with Duke prevailing here on the farm in Stanford, California. Chris Cotter, Max Brown, and Sherry Burris getting set for Pitt and Stanford. Pitt won the toss. They defer to the second half, and Caleb Junko kicks off. Caden High got a blocker in front of him. A nice little seam out to the 28-yard line, and that's where Stanford will take over to start this game. First-year quarterback, first and only year quarterback, Ben Gulbranson. Max, transfer from Oregon State.
Yeah, rare transfer from Oregon State. Started games there, had success there. Was 7-1 as the Beavs starter. Ended up getting benched and a reserve guy, and then found a role here. Stanford came in after spring ball, has steadied their quarterback room. A guy that is not going to be a dual threat guy, but can get through his progressions, managing a little bit of a right knee injury, something to keep our eye on today.
Play fake to Cole Tab. Pass out to the flat, has his receiver high, return the kickoff. Gets into action here offensively with a 7-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, this is a Stanford offense and a Stanford team that's been night and day different at home here on the farm compared to on the road. Averaging nearly 400 yards per game offensively at home compared to just 250 on the road. Coming off a game last week versus Miami where had a great first drive, utilized some tempo, got some rhythm in that game. That was a game versus the Canes where it was close through 2.5 quarters, and the Canes pulled away late.
Running it with Tab in the middle, trying to push the pile, won't get anywhere. Jimmy Scott on the tackle for the Pitt Panthers. Will bring up third down and short. Frank Reich is the interim head coach, and he prefers it that way. It's a strange situation. He's not pining for the job. He knows he's the interim, and that's the way it is.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they handle the next month ahead, but a unique situation across the board. Troy Taylor dismissed March 31st. Andrew Luck, like we're seeing right there, new general manager role, which we're seeing throughout college football, hires his old head coach. They spent 1 year together with the Colts. Frank Wright, who thought he was retired, found himself the head man for the Cardinal this year.
On 3rd and 3, Tab won't get there. It's going to be about a yard shy as Tamon Lydham came in from his cornerback spot to make the tackle. And while Gulbranson stays on the field from his own 37, I'm surprised at this, but the offense remains on the field with 4th down coming up.
To me, this is a decision by Frank Reich, knowing the Pitt offense that he's going against. It's a Pitt offense that's averaged 43 points a game ever since Mason Heinschel took over at the quarterback spot. On these 4th and shorts, I would imagine they'll be aggressive, knowing they got to keep pace with that offense.
They give it to Tab, and he stopped short. Pitt with the big defensive stand. Cameron Lindsey from his linebacker spot putting the stop on Tab.
And big Sean Fitzsimmons at the defensive tackle spot, winning his one-on-one matchup inside versus Khalil House. Fitzsimmons been that anchor for that defensive line. It's a Pitt defense that's thin at linebacker, thin at defensive end, but up front, they are very stout. That's consistently been the identity for a Pat Narduzzi defense. It's an excellent play getting off the field on 4th and short.
And now the true freshman, Mason Heinschel, stepping in a quarterback for Pitt. He's led the Panthers to opening drive touchdowns on all 4 of his career starts. And this is the 5th in a row for the Phenom. Kyrian Turner on the carry, give him a couple. What to watch for, brought to you by Subaru, and this is the young man to watch for right here.
He's been special. Pitt started 2-2, and then Pat Narduzzi, I think it was a tough call, but elected to go with the true freshman, and that's worked out well for them. They've won 4 straight, an offense that's averaging 43 points a game, and he's not playing like a true freshman. He's playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
Heinschel steps up. It's Poppy Williams. That's one thing that he does really well, isn't it? He moves around with the ball and keeps his head upfield and finds an open receiver.
And he's spread the ball around, too. He's got a little bit of a baseball background, different arm angles. He's a quarterback where they're not going to call design runs for him, but his legs are very much a factor in this game plan. Defensively for Stanford, he's very elusive in the pocket, and that's been how Pitt's unlocked big plays down the field.
Heinschel to throw, tight end, makes the catch, and now inside the 20. That's Justin Holmes on the catch. Lonnie McAllister, true freshman, making just his second start of the year and his career on the tackle, but Pitt's in the red zone.
Yeah, it's a Stanford defense and a Stanford secondary that's been very banged up. Pitt's got 3 good tight ends they can get to. Good to see Justin Holmes healthy. He was out a couple weeks ago versus Syracuse. A lot of weapons this Pitt offense can get to.
Heinzel to throw. Looking to the end zone. Man, got a touchdown. Kenny Johnson, banged up last week. Wasn't sure he'd be able to go this week. Made the trip, and he's already made a trip into the end zone.
Kenny Johnson was lights out a week ago. 7 catches for over 100 yards and 1/2 a play. Was banged up coming into this game. Looking healthy there. Big physical receiver that has really come on for this Pitt offense in the month of October. Now into November, starting off well with a touchdown catch.
Trey Witkowski, the true freshman kicker for the Panthers, in for the PAT. Long trip out to the West Coast, short trip into the end zone. Mason Heinzel guides his Panthers into the end zone on the opening drive of a game for the 5th straight game. Pitt's on top early. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. Today we're down on the farm, where the Stanford Cardinal are hosting the Pitt Panthers. Pitt up 7-0 early. Max Brown along with Chris Cotter. This is what we've seen from Pitt over the last month, right? It's this freshman quarterback strikes early and often, doesn't it?
The month of October was very kind to the Pitt Panthers, and they carried that over into November. It's what they've done, and feels like Mason Heinzel, for the first time really all season, has gotten national headlines. You know, Pitt faithful have seen what he's done the past 4 games, but getting some national recognition and seeing why on that first drive.
Sherry Burris is with us as well. We're going to check in with her in a little bit, but it's a Pitt team that has only trailed during this entire 4-game win streak that they've had since Mason Heinzel has taken over for 14 minutes. And it's been the offense with Heinschel, but as we're seeing here, special teams play, and as we saw defensively on Stanford's first possession, it's been an entire team effort during this 4-game win streak.
Really has. Tony Kinsler, the true freshman receiver, little tomahawk slam there. Pat Narduzzi called him out this week in the press conference for doing great things on special teams, but you said it, all 3 phases of the game for Pitt.
Branson tried to force it into the tight end, but Kyle Lewis making the play. Good to see 9 and White. He's been banged up and has been out of action. Coach Narduzzi, I asked him when I saw him on the field before the game, I said, is Kyle Lewis going to go? And he goes, heck yes, he's going to go. And he's excited to have him back.
He has every reason to be excited. Yeah, I mean, Pitt coming into this game have both their All-Americans from last year were questionable. Kyle Lewis on the defensive side of the ball, and then Desmond Reed on the offensive side of the ball. Kyle Lewis is a game changer, though. There's a reason he was an All-American a year ago. Athletic, plays that outside linebacker, seeing him blitz and getting in coverage.
That time, Cameron Lindsay read where Branson wanted to go with it. Branson was off target. It might have been a good thing. Otherwise, 24 might have taken it to the house.
It's a nice job right there by Cameron Lindsay. He was one of those guys that filled in when Kyle Lewis was banged up. It's a next man up mentality for this Pitt defense the past few weeks.
Got some movement on the line. Our referee today is Nate Black.
Offside. Defense, number 0. Movement in the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Linebacker Braylon Lovelace, the guilty party, and other players had to step up in the absence of Kyle Lewis. And
that's funny. I was talking with the official pregame, and I literally said, it feels like we've had a defensive delay a game, like once or twice every single game that Chris and I have called. And Nate, the official there, was like, I haven't had it that much. So wasted no time to get exactly back to that call.
Branson to throw, pressure up the middle. Now he escapes it on the run. Got a receiver downfield. If he can hit him, it's the tight end. Roush makes the catch. He'll be dropped at the 20. Big play for the Cardinal as Rashad Battle lost the tight end, Sam Roush, who offensive coordinator Nate Byam said is the best blocking tight end in America. Well, he's shown he can catch it and run with it as well.
Yeah, he does a nice job. It's a little dig route by the tight end, anchored to the bottom of the screen, and then he just gets lost in the shuffle. It's such an aggressive defense, especially at the safety spot for Pitt, and then Roush just gets lost. Excellent job by Ben Branson breaking the pocket, and Frank Wright talked about it. When the Stanford offense has been great this season, it's when they've been able to unlock these big plays.
Play fake again out to Roush. Makes the catch. Minimal gain on the play.
And that doesn't look good. Sam Roush is their best offensive player. They feel like he's a high round caliber draft pick. Initially, I thought it was a shoulder. Almost looks like a wrist, maybe. We'll see. That's a huge loss, though, because offensively for Stanford, pre-game, when you're just looking on paper, that's one of the personnel advantages that they clearly have. A lot of defensive ends out for Pitt versus a great run blocking tight end in Sam Roush.
Let's take a look and see if we can see where the injury occurred. Nothing is readily apparent, but he's already in a lot of pain right there. As you can see, he goes down to a knee. Right just on the collision, that's where it happened. Already in a lot of pain as he goes down to one knee there.
Yeah, it looks like he's holding his right wrist, and there's nothing nothing shows there. Luckily, he just got up off the field.
Yeah, he's up. Shake of the head, and that's going to be something that we're going to keep an eye on, because as we mentioned, he is one of the premier tight ends in the country. Certainly the coaching staff here at Stanford feels like he's got a great future in the NFL ahead of him.
That's a good sign that he's got a pep in his step there. Maybe it was just a stinger or something, but he's next in a long line of very good and successful tight ends for Stanford.
Picked up 4 on the pitch and catch. Branson to throw. Going to the end zone. Trying to find Williams and just overshoots him. Caden High, check it.
Javon McIntyre in coverage there. Both guys chirping a little bit, trying to get a little corner route into the end zone. Frank Wright told us yesterday just how critical in this red zone coming up with touchdowns instead of field goals. To that same point, you're playing a Pitt offense that is explosive and dynamic. Got to take advantage of when you're down here and you get these chances. 3rd and 6. This is the area where you'd like to have Roush in the game.
Pitt backs out of pressure. They bring just 4. They get there anyways. This is going to be intercepted. No, it drops. Or did he hang on? No, he dropped it. That was Braylon Lovelace.
The field is an incomplete pass. It's 4th down.
He had it in his mitts and couldn't hang on.
Cameron Lindsay had the first shot at 24, the outside linebacker. Ball's up in the air. That's one of those that in film on Monday, he's going to be getting some comments from his buddies. That was an absolute gift. Just worried about getting hit. It's a Pitt defense that's aggressive and has a knack for creating those types of turnovers.
That'll bring on Emmett Kenny from 34. He doinked it in. So a couple of breaks for the Cardinals in successive plays. The dropped interception, and then the kick off the upright. Emmett Kenny's living right. 7-3. Pitt's on top early. Well, these two teams this afternoon have a long history in college football. Just they haven't met each other very often, but they do have some connections. How about Pop Warner?
Legend.
Yes, coached at Pitt, coached at Stanford, won national titles at both schools. And then Jock Sutherland, who played for Pop Warner at Pitt, became the head coach, took over for Pop Warner, won a national championship back in 1937. These two teams last met back in the 2018 Sun Bowl. Before then, 1932.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since Pat Narduzzi himself came to the Pacific time zone. It's the new look ACC as the Panthers going to the West Coast. We got to bring back those Pop Warner bow ties. It's a good look for the sideline.
I think Narduzzi should wear one of those. I'm postulating that Narduzzi maybe has never gone west of El Paso. Span on the kickoff return, flag down. Let's check the marker here. The Span was dropped down at about the 18. Pitt may be moving back as this was from behind the play, but let's check in with Nate Black, our referee.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 38, 10-yard penalty, first down.
And Pitt will back up. Sherry Burris is down on the field. Sherry?
Chris, Pitt changed their approach to their first possession of the game. Sorry, we'll get you that update there. But Pitt did change their approach to their first possession. We already saw it here today. They were up 7-0. Head coach Pat Narduzzi told me they looked at trends for how they were preparing for games. Just too many 3-and-outs. So they start earlier in the week preparing for what those first, what they're going to be doing when they finally get the ball. And Coach Narduzzi gave me the example. He even overheard his team talking about it throughout the week.
Well, starting from deep in their own territory here on the ground. Just trying to get out from the shadow of their own goalpost, getting it out to about the 11. It's Jakirian Turner. It's nicknamed Boozy.
Yeah, the true freshman who they love, but the fact that Turner has gotten both opening drives for Pitt maybe means that Desmond Reed, their star running back, is out, got banged up in the second half last week versus NC State. He changes the complexion of this offense.
That time finding Turner out of the backfield. Flag down as he gets run out of bounds at about the 30. But we got to check that marker again. That's where they use Desmond Reed all the time out of the backfield.
Exactly. Acts like a fifth receiver for this Pitt offense, but Turner's great too out of the backfield. Like I said, they love this true freshman.
Pass interference. Offense, number 3. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Still second down.
Call goes against Blue Hicks. You see a pick or something on this?
Yeah, I think they're going to get the receiver on the bottom of the screen. Blue Hicks ultimately on this defensive back, where he's coming down for the nickel there instead. That's one of those. I think if you're Blue Hicks, you're trying to get through him. He didn't really utilize his hands, so it wasn't egregious. But when that ball's all out quick, they're going to call that. Seeing right there, Des Reed making the trip. No helmet though. He is dynamic, like you said, Chris. Really a fifth receiver for this offense. When he gets in there, he's explosive and been really dealing with that, high ankle sprain that's been nagging him for pretty much the past month of the season.
So Pitt really backed up here on 2nd and 13 after the penalty. Heinzel from his own end zone steps up. Now he wants to go to Blue Hicks. Just a little bit behind him and defended very well on the play. Freshman Lonnie McAllister.
It's excellent coverage by the true freshman McAllister. This is a tough matchup. Ball's a little bit behind Blue Hicks. You saw last week Blue Hicks and Mason Heinzel convert on a deep post shot that really put the game away from NC State. That one, it's tighter coverage. Excellent job by McAllister, who's had an elevated role. Started last week at that nickel spot. He'll play nickel, he'll play safety, both for this Stanford defense.
Heinzel to throw. Now flushed out of the pocket. Tries to hit downfield. He finds Kenny Johnson, who makes the catch. And that's going to move the sticks. I was thinking he was just going to throw that thing away, but he found 2 right on the sideline.
Yeah, that's what they call a circus route. He's trying to get a little corner and work towards the sideline. He did a little shimmy, borderline shove if you're a Stanford fan. Found his way open. Kenny is the big-bodied receiver of all these Pitt playmakers that they have.
Turner picks up a couple. Kenny Johnson has been his primary target. Last week, had a huge week, and he got hurt. Didn't even finish the game last week. He was a game-time decision this week. That's like a right decision to make. There are his numbers from last week.
Yeah, the fact that going into this game, you had Kenny Johnson, who was questionable. Kyle Lewis questionable as well. The fact that it's November and Pitt can get some of these playmakers back is key.
Keeping it on the ground, and Turner doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Drop for the loss, Mitch Lieber.
I like the design by Stanford. They're going to blitz Mitch Lieber, from that safety spot. Get an extra hat in there in the box. Lieber's the guy that's put a lot of football for this Stanford secondary. Getting another 3rd and long, though. Last time couldn't get off the field. This time Pitt loves dig routes to Kenny Johnson in this scenario. Kenny's not on the field on this play.
Heinzel in a little bit of trouble here. Again, scrambling. He's going to keep it. And gets hit hard. Ball out. Ball is loose. And Stanford's got it.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. It's first down, Stanford.
Mason Heinzel took a lick here. Excellent blitz by Josiah Galvin, that middle linebacker spot. You can see him come from behind, number 0. That doesn't look pretty. He's got defenders in front of him, down by his knees, and then up by his collarbone as well. Just gets crunched there. Awkward landing at the bottom.
That's just the 6th takeaway all season long for this Stanford defense. We got a little bit of momentum here after the field goal on their last possession. And now the ball inside Pitt territory to start this drive.
Great job by that Stanford defense responding. You let Pitt get away with one on the 3rd and forever. The section before, right there, you come up with a big turnover. We have not seen many turnovers from Pitt over the past month of the season.
Branson has enough time to get rid of it. Couldn't handle it. Caden High is Jaden Moore. Good to see him back in the lineup too. Number 56 for Pitt. He's been out the last few weeks. Made the trip. Now getting the start here today.
Yeah, it was a huge get for them in the portal coming from Oregon. Gives them some athleticism at that defensive end spot. Pitt is going to dedicate so many defenders into the box. They're going to force you to get the ball out of your hands quickly if you're Ben Gulbranson.
Got Sam Roush back in the game. Great news there. 86 was injured on the last drive. He's back. Gulbranson, play fake. Now he's pressured out of the pocket. Flag down is tried to hit his receiver right at the line of scrimmage. It goes incomplete. That was C.J. Williams, the intended receiver.
Holding. Offense. Number 58. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Khalil House, the guilty party, so Stanford will move back.
Yeah, they're going to get House just on the inside pass rush move by Jaden Moore. It's good to see him pop if you're a Pitt fan at home. And then when Gulbranson leaves the pocket up around that collarbone, you're going to get that call every single time. And again, Ben Gulbranson gets hit. And with that right knee injury, got to keep him clean.
Got a little bit of a brace on that right knee. Notice that it's when he was warming up, didn't seem to be affecting him any. Champ Hampton now out of the backfield. Gulbranson has time. There's Roush. Gets it down to the 35. Gain of 11. Bring him 3rd down and about 9 yards.
It's a nice little design there. It might as well be a screen pass as they're going to go tempo.
Timeout. Pitt. It will be 30 seconds.
Coach Narduzzi and company, defensive coordinator Randy Bates want to talk things over here on this 3rd down.
It's a big 3rd down because you're right in that awkward fringe zone of you might be in automatic 2-down territory, just given where you are on the field. And then right there, Stanford utilizing tempo. They did that last week versus Miami to get some momentum in the 1st quarter, had success with it. Trying to catch Pitt off guard.
Sam Roush is a well-traveled young man. One of the best tight ends in the country. Offensive coordinator Nate Bynum couldn't help but chat about it. Look at all the places where he's lived, different cities, different countries. And he comes from an athletic family. I mean, you can trace his roots. Grandfathers, great-grandfathers. Merlin Olsen was his great-uncle.
The bloodline is strong. He's strong up front, too. Excellent run blocker. And sometimes his speed and yak ability goes underappreciated. He's special, though.
Gulbranson to throw. And it's caught after the tip. Inside the 5 goes Williams. Touchdown. 35 yards.
Really double coverage on the top. Pitt's got a corner underneath and a safety up above. Gulbranson tries to force the issue, and C.J. Williams says, look what I've found. He's their #1 receiver. There's a reason they're double teaming him, but we saw the Pitt defense drop a tipped interception. C.J. Williams not dropping that one. Stanford gets a gift for a touchdown on that one.
Kenny with the PAT. We talked about it. This team, they've won 4 games in a row here in the farm, going all the way back to last year. It's tough to make this long cross-country trip because of players like that. C.J. Williams with the score.
Introducing Verts. Swipe for news and highlights. Now available on the ESPN app.
Stanford with 10 points on the board. That's the most points given up by a Pitt defense in the first quarter this year.
What a turn of events, too. You had a rare turnover from the Pitt offense, and then what should have been a turnover from the Pitt defense turns into a touchdown.
Duspan going to take it out. Watch out here. Doesn't quite have the angle to break it, but it's going to be a good return out near the 40-yard line for Mason Heinschel and company. And Heinschel shaken up on that last play when he fumbled the football. Here's the touchdown first.
Yeah, it really was a poor decision by Bengal Branson. He just got away with it, throwing that into double coverage, and very much a key for this Stanford offense. Get number 3 involved. C.J. Williams only had 1 catch a week ago. You're seeing the defensive back, Rashad Battle, who can't believe he missed it. He catches that one. He had some yards after the catch going the other way.
Now let's see what Mason Heinschel can do. After fumbling it on the very last play for Pitt. Going to hand it to Turner. He gets swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Braden Marceau Ola Inca just all over Jakirian Turner.
You got Turner just running into a wall. It's a great job just anchoring the center of that Pitt offensive line. It's a Pitt offensive line who's banged up. Their starting left tackle to start the year, Jeff Percy's out. Starting left guard to start the year, Keith Gueva's out. Lyndon Cooper, their center, is very much the anchor of that offensive line.
Heinschel dumps it down. Justin Holmes on the catch. Matt Rose on the tackle. It'll bring up 3rd down near midfield.
Heinschel's been excellent ever since he got the starting role, but that is one area they've been coaching him up on. When it's not there down the field, don't always have to play hero ball. Even though he's great at it, take what the defense gives you, check the ball down, 3rd and 3. The entire playbook's open.
Pitt has not been able to run the ball very effectively today. 7 carries for 9 yards.
And they're all sorts of confused lining up here. Might have to take a timeout.
And they're going to have to. Offensive coordinator Cade Bell is halfway to the 50-yard line. There's Cade Bell.
What a get he's been by Pat Narduzzi. Came from Western Carolina. Really his first Power 4 play calling duties, and Pat Narduzzi's been through a handful of offensive coordinators during his time there. The defense has always been great. The offense has had peaks and valleys.
Sherry, what do you got for us?
Well, to piggyback off what Max was saying this week, Coach Narduzzi was saying that Mason doesn't need to be the hero. He even in a press conference used the term game manager, but in a good way. Mason doesn't need to do too much, and as we saw, he sometimes just needs to take the pass underneath, and he told me his quick feet is actually what is going to help him because it makes him play faster in his mind. He can get things going, and then he can move on to the next route, Chris.
He's moving on to the next one here. They need to pick up this 3rd down, or they're giving the ball right back to the Cardinal after having great field position on that kickoff. Pressure up the middle. Mason gets rid of it, but his receiver hadn't turned around. That was Justin Cook in the ball game, and not on the same page. Heinschel had to get rid of it because he had pressure in his mug right up the middle.
Excellent pressure by the Cardinal defense right off the edge. Again, 0 Galvin. He's their blitzing linebacker. He had the strip on the previous possession, and then right up front again. The entire Stanford defensive line and front 7 getting pressure on that Pitt offense, which we have not seen really at all the past 4 weeks.
Caleb Junko gets a good kick here. Liam Thorpe lets it bounce over his head, takes a sideways bounce. What a beautiful punt. Down at the 5-yard line, 47 yards. And no return on the kick. Tonight at 7:30 Eastern on the ACC Network, Florida State hosts Wake Forest. The Deacs have won 3 straight. While the Seminoles looking for their first win in ACC play on the year. Who'd have thunk that? That's tonight at 7:30 on the ACC Network and streaming live on the ESPN app. You got Florida State and Clemson disappointing on the season. Then you got SMU losing to Miami today in overtime. I mean, Miami losing to SMU in overtime.
And, I mean, the bottom of the conference, teams like Wake Forest and Stanford that had no expectations at all coming into the season. They've been hard outs and winning some games here and there.
Cole Tabb It's a good hole to run through. Gets it out, at least out of immediate danger to the 9-yard line. Kyle Lewis on the tackle.
It's got to be the focus for the Stanford offense this drive. Get the run game going. Pitt defensively wants to make you one-dimensional. That's why they've had success in this 4-game winning streak. Stanford, much more of a pro-style offensive attack. Can't get in a game where it's just Ben Gulbranson's right arm. Got to get Cole Tabb involved. No Micah Ford today. They're originally their starting running back.
Again, Tabb. Nothing. Might have even lost a bit. Isaiah Neal on the tackle. Neal plays some D tackle, plays some DN. You'll see 2 in white all over the place. There's Ford on the left.
They feel fine with Tabb there, but obviously when you're missing a playmaker like Ford, big back, 6 foot, 220 pounds, lose some of that depth.
Means we're already seeing some of Champ Hampton. We've seen him play a little bit.
3rd down, got to think Stanford's looking C.J. Williams' way, and got to think Pitt's going to put a safety and try to double cover him over the top like they did last time.
Threatening a little pressure here is Pitt, and they're going to come with it. Gulbranson gets rid of it, but a little bit behind Roush. Just couldn't bring it in. And now it's 4th down. Career on coverage, but the pressure forced him to throw it away quickly.
It's what they call a little cross-dog blitz here. Both those linebackers switching spots right in the A gap in between the center. Stanford called these linebackers for Pitt really just big safeties, given how athletic they are. They're always playing downhill. It's the right decision by Gulbranson. Replace the blitz with the throw. Just off pace there.
Aiden Flintoff to punt from his own end zone. Poppy Williams is standing by. It's a great kick. Line drive. Look at Williams all the way back to his 31. Brought down at the 40. So for the 2nd straight drive, that's where Pitt will start offensively. Unfortunately for the Panthers, 3 and out on the last one, which has been a rarity under Mason Heinschel.
Seriously, this is uncharted territory for them. You can see the jersey's a little banged up. Stanford's been putting pressure on them. Been a good game plan defensively for Stanford. That's really how they've been the past 3 games. They talked about it as, you know, they haven't necessarily finished the game as strong, but to start that first half, they've been stout defensively against some very capable offenses. You had Florida State in there, you had Miami as well. Just a matter of stringing together for 4 quarters.
Juelz Goff in the game for the Panthers. Heinschel will fake to him. Pressure got to him though as he gets dropped after throwing it away. Ernest Cooper is applying the pressure. Heinschel's been under a lot of pressure today.
I think they were trying to get Kenny Johnson on a one-on-one matchup and just excellent coverage. Stanford anticipating where they're going. They talked about how critical 1st down was against this Pitt offense. One, for obvious reasons, you want to get them off schedule, but Pitt's tempo is very much a factor. When you stop an offense on 1st down, it's hard for that offense to get going tempo-wise.
Heinschel can't find an open receiver. He'll tuck it and run it. And slide, getting what he can. Flags well behind the play as Heinschel only got a couple. Zach Bucky that time applying the pressure.
Holding. Offense, number 53. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Max, it looks like Stanford's been able to put pressure on with just 4. Is this great coverage on the back end and Heinschel's having to go through his reads, not find an open receiver? How are they doing this?
All the above. All the above. You said it, getting pressure with 4 right there. They use a little stun up front. It's a little bit grab by left tackle Kendall Staley on Dylan Stevenson, pass rush specialist for this Stanford defense, and got the job done on 1st down. Seen right there, Andy Thompson, their defensive coordinator, 1st year at Stanford. What a unique scenario, like we talked about, for this whole coaching staff, where you come in and you're coaching for an interim head coach. These coaches have wives and families and got to worry about their future, but done a nice job with this Stanford defense.
Empty backfield here, and the Cardinals showing pressure. They come with 5, and it's picked up initially. Heinschel's got a receiver wide open. Deuce Spann inside the 35, inside the 30. And that's the danger if you put pressure on Heinschel and you don't get to him. He'll find somebody. This time he found Deuce Spann 30 yards downfield.
Yeah, it was a nice little out and up in a corner that just gets lost, and you back shoulder that throw to sit him down. We've talked about a lot of playmakers that Mason Heinschel can get to.
Now Spann in motion. Heinschel is going to fake to Goff. Steps up. Now he's in rhythm. Hits a receiver inside the 15. That's Johnson. His favorite target.
Called a Dover route, a deep over. So often we see Kenny Johnson on the outside lane. This time he's more in the slot there, using that big frame, working across the field. And this Pitt offense gets going. They don't miss a beat.
Now with a couple of completions, they want to get the tempo up a little bit. Goff takes the pitch inside the 10, driven out of bounds at about the 9. Again, Ernest Cooper on the tackle. Little grunt and groan in NFL style, pop in the NFL film style, pop in the pads.
Jarrell Goff's a good player too. He's their 3rd running back for Pitt. Started the year as their 2nd running back, but Turner has really come on. Didn't have a huge role in last week's game, but scored a touchdown 2 weeks ago versus Syracuse. This is a deep running back room.
Goff takes the handoff, tries to dance his way around pressure, and does. Inside the 5, good run by Goff. It'll be short of the first down by about a couple. But he made a lot out of absolutely nothing on that play.
Yeah, they love his speed. Great wiggle in the hole here. Sets up his blockers and cuts backside and then make a man miss in the hole. That's the job if you're a running back. Can't block everyone when they get into the safeties. Got to win that one-on-one matchup. Excellent run right there. Putting your offense in 3rd and short, whole playbook open.
First charge timeout, Stanford. It'll be 30 seconds.
Stanford calling the timeout. It looked like Pitt was a little confused on their personnel package there as well. So Panthers may have gotten a little bit of a break with the 3rd and 2 coming up. There's Frank Reich. We had a great conversation with him and Coach Narduzzi. Both these coaches so well respected.
We could have chatted with Coach Reich for 3 hours.
I know.
It's just such a unique situation and so unique to Stanford too. I mean, usually when you have a head coach vacancy, you're hiring the guy that's going to be the long-term guy. You know, you're expecting to be the coach 3, 5, 10 years down the road. Very unique to hire a guy, immediately tag him with the interim label. But Stanford's just a unique program where now that you have Andrew Luck, you can still recruit into the future. It's not like you're taking a step back by any means. And Andrew Luck, as you're seeing right there, he does it all. Getting the crowd hyped. He recruits as if he is the head coach. Does the normal GM roles from a fundraising and activating the campus, and we'll get into the transfer portal impact that he's had as well as Stanford's been able to get transfers.
Heinzel pitches it to Turner. He's got blockers in front of him, and he finds the end zone. Flag down, though, late. Just before he crossed the goal line, the hanky came out.
Holding. Offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
The tight end, Jake Oberman, on the hold. That's going to be a costly penalty.
It's a tight end they love. Little toss sweep, you get out leverage, and can't do that. Oberman's a transfer from Oregon State. Used to play with Ben Branson, Stanford's quarterback. A rare West Coast game for the California native.
So 3rd and 10 now after they march off the penalty from the 12. Stanford brings 4. Heinzel underneath to his tight end. He won't make it. Gets down to about the 3. He's going to be a yard and a half shy as Galvan made the tackle. Now what do you do here if you're Pitt? If there even is a question. It's 4th and 2, a full 2.
Call me conservative, I would take the points. If I'm Pat Narduzzi, I trust my offense to keep in this game.
May let this clock wind down so they have the time in between quarters to discuss things, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Cardinal have won 4 in a row dating back to last season on this field. It's not an easy place to come across the country and play. That's what Pitt's finding out right now. They've won 4 in a row coming in, but it's tough for them going here on the farm. 10-7, Stanford on top.
It is wide open.
Can you believe it? Who's in the driver's seat to get to the playoffs?
The top 25 rankings reveal and 12-team CFP projection. Tuesday on ESPN.
Andrew Luck watching with a keen eye. His defense trying to stop Pitt on a 4th down and 2. Spann scores. How about that wrinkle for the Panthers? Having a hard time establishing the running game? Give it to a guy who was recruited as a running quarterback. Deuce Spann way back in the day.
This is a guy who has not had a big role with this Pitt offense, but going back to his roots, getting that little wildcat quarterback for the now receiver. I said take the points. I think the decision by Pat Narduzzi to go for it just speaks to the fact that he has the utmost confidence in his offense and all the different creative wrinkles that offensive coordinator Cade Bell can get to.
Heinzel having a word with his head coach. It's Spann's first career rushing touchdown as Butkowski hits the PAT. The emotion from Deuce Spann after he took a big hit from the leading tackler on this team, Matt Rose, and still fell in. Spann was recruited as a quarterback to Illinois, transferred to FSU as a receiver, and then eventually made his way to Pitt. And now he's found his way into the end zone.
Yeah, huge storyline back in August during the training camp days was how deep this receiver room was. And last year, they really didn't have a receiver one. The receiver one really was Desmond Reed out of the backfield, and it felt like that was an area they could really level up on. But Deuce Spann, I mean, this year they don't really have a receiver one to round out that point, but all those guys have just really stepped up and have been big playmakers that Pat Narduzzi has not always had during his time at Pitt.
Junko high and short. Cedric Irvin is going to catch it, fair catch it at the 15. And that's where the Cardinal will take over after Pitt scored on the first play of this second quarter. One thing Coach Narduzzi has done a really good job of throughout his entire time at Pitt is recruiting the state of Florida. He's got a number of players, including Deuce Spann from the Sunshine State.
It's been consistent too. That was the case when I was with Narduzzi in 2017. They go down there, they evaluate players as good as any program in the country. When you look at composite rankings and then who ultimately is getting awards at the end of the season and who's getting drafted from a value perspective, Pitt does it as good as anyone.
Go Branson, play fake. Nice job defensively. Go out and make the stop. It's Marcus Brown on the catch, but only a gain of 2 yards.
And again, the aggressive defense for Pitt. Kavir Baines-Marquez coming up making a play. A little bit of a homecoming for 23, the UC Davis transfer. Grew up in the Bay Area, said he's got nearly 60 friends and family members here in attendance. It's been a great addition for this Pat Narduzzi defense.
Well, Branson under center. The 2 tight ends. Play action. Now he's going to go for it all. Trying to find Farrell. It's intercepted. Picked off by Javon McIntyre. Farrell's got a lot of speed, but he was covered like a glove on that play.
Javon McIntyre does an excellent job knowing what Stanford's trying to do, trying to get the deep shot down the field, and then at this point, he just becomes the receiver. High points that ball, and it's the second time we've seen Branson try to force a ball downfield into double coverage. The first time, Pitt did not make him pay. They very much made him pay there.
So Coach Narduzzi gets his defense to get him the turnover he so desperately wanted on the scoring play for Stanford. Didn't get. Now they got it. Can they make something out of it? Heinzel pitches it back. That's going to be a run. Kenny Johnson, as it was a lateral back to him. Now the flag comes out. looked like a lateral from this vantage point. What are you thinking on that, Max?
There was some sideline pushing and shoving.
Definitely a lateral, so maybe this is after the play.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Defense, 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic, first down.
All right, thank you, Nate Black, for the confirmation after the play and added 15 yards. Let's see where it is.
Yeah, you saw the Pitt sideline get active. Yeah, and they're going to get Ojayrecre, 22, the corner. Easy call right there on the Pitt sideline.
You nailed that.
That concept, little zone read, defensive end crashes. Heinschel's legs become a factor, and then at that point, it's just a numbers game. Spits it out, try to get an extra few yards by his receiver.
Pitt will scrimmage from Stanford territory. Blitz can't quite get Turner. Did a lot of work just to get to the line of scrimmage. Sherry, what's going on down there on the sideline?
Well, guys, following that flag on the play was Kenny Johnson, who was down, which, as Coach told us, he was a game-time decision. But he was looking a little shaken up down here. Even some of his teammates asking, like, hey, man, Kenny, you all right? Kind of gave him a nod. Can keep an eye on him to make sure he is okay down here.
Yeah, he's having a great game so far, too. 3 catches for 58 yards. Nothing on first down. As Boozy Turner did a lot of work just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Again, Stanford showing a little bit of pressure here. Bring just 4. Heinschel to throw. Williams almost makes a spectacular catch, but couldn't bring it in. And we get another flag. A lot of laundry on the farm here today. Heinschel saying, that's my bad, just overthrowing Poppy Williams, but let's check the marker.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 53. 15-yard penalty, the down counts, it's third down.
Kendall Stanley.
This is a phenomenal route by Poppy Williams in the previous play. You're going to get 5 working out in the motion, then he's going to break out a little out route. He gets the defender all sorts of turned around. He's their speedster. The slot, the route runner specialist. Spent some time with his offensive coordinator, Cade Bell, at Western Carolina. Came with him to Pitt. Mason Heinschel's going to want that one back.
3rd and 25. Heinschel flush. Now he's in trouble, just has to throw it away. All kinds of pressure from Teva Tafiti. And Tafiti never let that play set up.
This is the first time we've seen it. We've had Pitt a handful of times getting pressure on Mason Heinschel, making him uncomfortable. Takes another hit there. Excellent job by Taviti at that edge outside linebacker spot, getting some pressure. Anytime it's 3rd and forever, always got to be thinking screens and draws. The Cardinal defense sniffs it out right away.
2nd 3 and out on the day for this Pitt Panther offense. The freshman Thorpe makes the fair catch at the 25. Stanford's doing a good job defensively. Can they answer on the offensive end? Coming up. Beautiful day here in NorCal, Stanford, California. Beautiful campus. Frank Reich is the interim head coach. Here were his keys he told us coming into this game, and they haven't really hit on any of those.
Yeah, the biggest one that sticks out, and I think it'll be the point of emphasis this drive, is got to be balanced on offense. Stanford's not built to win a shootout with this Pitt offense. Got to get the run game going. So far, only 5 attempts for 4 yards.
Play fake here. Branson going downfield. Caught by his tight end, Blackburn. And Rashad Battle shaken up a little bit on the play. Right at midfield. That's 26 yards. His tight ends are outstanding.
Officials timeout for an injured player of the defense.
Benji Blackburn is large at 6'6", 265. And he hits Battle after making this catch.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Sam Roush, Benji Blackburn would start for most Power 4 football teams. It's a big man. Hard to hit that. Rashad Battle's a guy that's battled injuries so far this year. Maybe a little bit of a stinger there. It's a big man coming right at you as a corner.
It's a secondary that's battled injuries, as pretty much Pitt's battled injuries at every level on defense. They've been thin at defensive end. They've had all kinds of issues with linebackers. They're without Cruz Brookins. They're starting strong safety for this game, and now the cornerback Rashad Battle shaken up. Good to see him at least sitting up. As they applaud Rashad Battle. I remind you, after a full day of football here in the ACC, finish the night with the ACC Huddle final score. Tune in after Wake Forest and Florida State for all the highlights and to hear from the day's key players and coaches. That's the ACC Huddle final score tonight on the ACC Network. So much to talk about already with that unbelievable game in Death Valley. Duke going for 2 in the final minute to get the win against Clemson. SMU coming back. It looked like Miami might have been able to salt that game away in the 4th quarter. SMU took it to overtime and got the win.
That's huge from the national landscape, too. Miami a month ago, we were thinking, hey, they're going to be maybe on path to be the #1 team in the country. 2 losses later.
Irvin picks up about 5. Let's take a look at what's going on around the rest of the league right now. How about Virginia Tech with the halftime lead against Louisville?
We've said it all season. It's a fun conference. A lot of parity in the conference. Cal hanging in there with Virginia as well. Keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, that game's going on right now. Just on the other side of the bay up in Berkeley.
The long-term trajectory of everyone beating each other, though, hurts the chances for the ACC to get more than 1 team in the CFP.
Irvin again on the carry. So we've seen Cole Tabb, Cedric Irvin, and Champ Hampton in the tailback spot for the Cardinal. Here comes Hampton. A little bit of a bigger back, 34. He's also recruited as a baseball player for the outstanding baseball program here at Stanford. Eventually gave up baseball, though, to focus on football, and he's been getting better and better. Tears things up on the scout team, the coaches said, so they're giving him a shot here.
Have to think this is 4-down territory, too, if you're Stanford.
Branson to Hampton. He's going to be close. And they're moving the sticks. That's a little intimidating right there with Champ Hampton in the baseball uniform with the bat. If you're a pitcher.
I've never seen, maybe it shows my baseball knowledge, I've never seen the quarterback wristband as the belt buckle. It's got all the shifts. The shifts on the lowdown. Producer in my ears tell me, Max, your baseball knowledge has got to keep up with the times.
Well, especially looking at Hampton when he steps into the box, I'm thinking he's thinking long ball the entire time.
True.
Like, what are you looking for here? Fastball up.
I'm the classic guy that just taps in for postseason baseball and calls it good.
Hampton did a nice job of avoiding the loss just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Cameron Lindsay on the tackle.
Big one tonight, Chris. Game 7. Will Shohei Ohtani on the bump, I believe, last I heard.
It's as big as it gets.
It's perfect. We get the 12:30 kickoff, West Coast time. fly back home and catch some Blue Jays. What a day for them. They got some Stanford Cardinal football. And then
Dodgers, too. Great job by
World
the crew
Series
to find
tonight.
those guys. Yeah, great job. They'll be watching tonight for sure.
Branson on the fake, pressure on the edge, gets away from it, now looking for Roush again, and it's picked. The coverage was outstanding by Kyle Lewis.
He's been out for a couple of weeks. He's back now. Pitt All-American linebacker Kyle Lewis showing the athleticism. He's got a knack for getting takeaways, and he's letting Ben Branson know.
The best Halloween candy. So I gotta go Skittles. That's the best.
Twix. That's the best for sure. Hershey's, regular. 100 grams.
Ooh, the cookies and cream Hershey bar.
Anybody that say candy corn, do not trust them.
Candy corn.
Candy corn. Banana Laffy Taffy.
I'll take Skittles though.
Skittles. Skittles. Grown man talking about Skittles. QB1 talking about Skittles. Man, give me Sour Patch Kids, man. Sour Patch Kids.
Day after Thanksgiving, the Pitt Panthers sharing their favorite candy. As Lewis with the turnover dunk.
We got to go back to that Banana
Yes.
Laffy Taffy. That is a red flag. That is the worst candy in the bag. Trade that away if you're a little kid and you got that in your pillowcase.
Boosie gets about 4. I'm going to send it down to Sherry before we get into what you want to talk about here, though. Sherry, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, man, I love a Nutrageous bar. Have you ever had one? It's
yes.
chocolate
Nutrageous.
butter. Yeah, that's a deep cut. Trick and treat for this game, you guys, is incredible. Pitt already 2 interceptions. And it's because of their great coverage. This week, head coach Frank Reich detailed just the challenge that the defense has because they always have the same pre-snap look. Max, as the quarterback, you can tell us it's hard when there's no tells from a defense.
And it's one of those things, Pitt will bring that to the park every single week, no matter the offensive identity that they're facing. It's what Pat Narduzzi's consistently done, disguises it well, and Stanford almost had a replay of what Pitt had. Barely missed the interception there from Galvin, who's been all over the field defensively for the Cardinals.
How about this opportunity here for this Stanford defense? I mean, Gulbranson has now thrown 2 interceptions, and Stanford has an opportunity to force yet another 3 and out to get the ball back to their offense here. Heinschel. Nobody open again, rolls the pocket, he can run with it, and he picks up the first down easily.
This is a big part of Mason Heinschel's game. Can leak outside the pocket, can be athletic, and he's got enough mobility to outrun a defensive line. Great job picking up that first down.
Oh, and whistles as the snap got away from Heinschel just as the whistles blew.
False start, offense. Not all 11 players were set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
And that was a mess. This is Pitt trying to go fast, trying to get that momentum going offensively and build on picking up a first down. And it's one step forward, one step back.
And they had a huge problem with that. Their last road game in the Dome versus Syracuse. A lot of penalties in that game, many of which were procedural. Was an area of emphasis 2 weeks ago in practice for Pat Narduzzi.
Again, the pitch. Turner cuts it back inside, still on his feet into Stanford territory. Galvan eventually tracked him down, but Turner showing what he can do in the absence of Desmond Reed running the football 31 yards. That's by far the best run of the day.
This is this vision on full display. A little toss sweep, and then he gets the edge. And look at the cuts that he makes without losing speed whatsoever. Has a feel for rolling off those blockers. Huge play right there.
Heinschel in all kinds of trouble. Still on his feet. My goodness, still going. Look at those moves. Down to the 37. Galvan tracking him down, but Heinschel made about 10 players miss. First down.
Made 10 players miss, made a couple guys miss multiple times. Spins out of the pocket one way, spins the other. Body in all sorts of different places, and then Stanford just can't wrap up. Cuts back across the grain, and what easily could have been a huge sack ends up being a nice gain for Pitt.
Heinschel has more time. This time tipped in the air. And it falls incomplete. Hunter Barth got a hand on it.
And you're seeing, because Heinschel's legs have been such a factor, they're spying Heinschel right there. You're seeing Barth. He's not really in coverage. He's not rushing Heinschel. He's waiting for him to maybe break the pocket. Right there, he has a knack for getting in the throwing lane. That'll be the cat and mouse offensively for Pitt, but then defensively for Stanford. How do they handle, especially on third down, Heinschel's mobility?
Turner. Just nowhere to go. Ran into a wall. Clay Patterson leading the charge. And now it's another third down.
And on that very point, so Stanford's had success rushing forward. They've also had success with the blitz packages. Have to account for Heinschel's legs. Do you spy him on this play? Third and long. They've let Pitt convert some of these. Got to find a way to get off the field. This is where, if you're Pitt, they would love to have Desmond Reed, their star running back. He's out. See if Turner gets involved out of the backfield.
Trips to the top of your screen. Heinschel looking that way. Pressure off the edge. He gets clobbered. Ernest Cooper. Heinschel never saw or heard him coming.
Yeah, again, you got 23. He's going to come around the bend. Hunter Barth using that spy look. Seeing what Heinschel's going to do. He gets pressure from one side, and his buddy picks up the other. Great job by Stanford getting pressure with just 4 up front.
Junko trying to bury this one inside the 10. It hits right on the goal line, and that's going to be a touchback. First sack of the day for this Stanford defense. Letting Heinschel know they're going to be here all day. Stanford Tree bringing us back. Want to remind you about the first ACC championships of the fall. Start this week. We'll bring them to you here on the ACC Network. First round action in the Women's Soccer Championship tomorrow at 6 Eastern. Then Tuesday morning at 10, catch field hockey quarterfinals. The ACC championships are on the ACC Network.
Chris, you're a big Stanford Tree guy, right?
Love the tree. It's one of the best mascots in the country. I would rank it in the top 10 for sure.
Visibility's got to be a struggle, but it's always got the juice.
Irvin picks up a yard. Both these teams are having a hard time all game long, really establishing a running game. Pitt did a better job on that last drive. But 10 rushes for 15 yards on the day for Stanford. Max, how much is that contributing to the coverage that we've seen? As you see the drive chart from this Pitt defense.
Yeah, it's huge. You just don't fear the run game at all for Stanford, so it allows these edge rushers to pin their ears back and these safeties not feel like they're going to get beat over the top.
Will Branson. That one is short. Ooh, Braylon Lovelace was almost able to bring that one. Or Kyle Lewis, checking Kyle Lewis in coverage. He almost had another one.
Yeah, and Branson's just not seeing this right, because it's clear that you got Lewis dropping underneath. You know, even if Lewis isn't there, you could make the argument that receiver's covered. Got to get through his progressions, can't force the ball into these tight windows. Again, this Pitt defense, you're going to sit in a cover 4 structure. They play press on the outside, going to put your corners on an island, and safeties are relatively close to the line of scrimmage.
Pressure on the outside. Branson forced out of the pocket. He's going to be brought down. Lindsay on the sack.
It's Kyle Lewis one play, and it's his backup Cameron Lindsay on the other. Linebacker spot just right there on the edge. Not enough hats to block all the Pitt defenders, and this is what we've seen really the past month. The aggressive nature of Pat Narduzzi's defense. It's in his DNA, and he loves it.
Flintoff will now be forced to punt deep in his own end zone, with Poppy Williams standing by near midfield. Williams calls for a fair catch right at the 50. That's where Pitt will take over at the 4:10 mark of this first half. Mason Heinschel started this game 8 for 11. He's 0 for his last 4, so he's kind of slowed down a little bit, cooled down, while the running game has picked up a little bit. We saw Jakirian Turner having a nice little drive that last time out.
Yeah, his Stanford front 7 has kept him in this game. Feels like Pitt's had control. Mason today, 8 for 15. Past couple weeks hasn't been as efficient. The completion percentage has dropped a little bit, but the big playability has skyrocketed. And you'll take that if you're Pat Narduzzi.
A reminder that Pitt will receive the second half kickoff. So maybe hoping to get a 2 for here. Turner, nothing doing though. That Stanford front 7 to your point. Looking to put the kibosh on those plans. Lieber from his safety spot coming in to make the tackle.
Stanford's taking a page out of Pat Narduzzi's book with these safeties close to the line of scrimmage. Wouldn't be surprised if Cade Bell, offensive coordinator for Pitt, tries to dial up a deep shot behind those safeties' heads if they're playing that aggressive. Had success with over routes and post routes.
Hits his man near the 30. That's Poppy. They'll mark him down at the 33. 19 yards.
This is one of the most impressive aspects of Mason Heinschel's skill set, the anticipation. That's a tight window. He's got to anticipate that into the next window. Usually it takes a long time for young quarterbacks to get used to that.
Couldn't hit Kenny Johnson that time as he came out of the break and looked like he might have gone the wrong way, or at least the quarterback and receiver weren't on the same page. They were on this one.
Just a nice job play before, layering that football. If it's a foot lower, it might be batted down. If it's a foot higher, it might be picked, or at least it's not caught. For young quarterbacks, it's the hardest thing. As a true freshman, redshirt freshman, the speed of college football is night and day different. You would have no idea that's the case for Mason Heinschel, making it look easy.
Johnson splits a couple of defenders. Brought down at the 20. Johnson slow to get up. He's banged up big time. As you can see, it looks like he's wincing in pain. He got hurt last week, and he was a game-time decision still, though. He's able to play and be very efficient.
He's holding the shoulder. That's right where he got hit a week ago. It was a goal line right at the pylon. He took an absolute shot. You can tell they're trying to feature him more too. Usually he was an outside lane guy. This time they're moving around, getting him the ball in the slot too.
Turner, big hole up the middle. Plows his way inside the 10, 1st and goal Pitt. Now they're getting this running game going.
I mean, the true freshman, Jakarian Turner, only 5'9", 180, but he'll pack a punch. Feels like he's running with more confidence too, very decisive. Trusting what he's seeing for a true freshman, and then when it's open, he hits the hole fast.
Not waiting for this 2-minute timeout. Maybe they are, as Heinz looks over to the sideline. It looks like Cade Bell has said, let's talk things over. Coach Narduzzi's sweating it out. Stanford's making him do it. The true freshman quarterback battling as is Branson. Tight one here on the farm. All right, Kels, looking forward to seeing and hearing from you all at the half. We've got 2 minutes left to go here in this first half, and Pitt with another 1st and goal. That's Hicks. Tried to leapfrog a couple of defenders. Maybe picked up 3. Timeout, Stanford. They want another chance offensively. Here's Blue Hicks.
A little jet sweep action. Pitt was the offense back in 2016 that popularized jet sweeps throughout college football with Matt Canada's offense back in the day. A little throwback play right there, and then Stanford taking the timeout, trying to get one more offensive possession before this half ends.
Got Wake Forest and Florida State coming up next. Also tonight on ESPN2, Georgia Tech and NC State. Georgia Tech has seen the carnage with some of those teams that right around them in the standings earlier today. They better be on upset alert going into Raleigh against the Wolfpack. There you guys. That's some sort. What is that? That's some sort of a TikTok
it's a TikTok trend where, I mean, literally 3 minutes ago there were only 5.
It's growing.
Now there's 15, and Chris Cotter will be on his way at halftime.
No thanks. How old and out of touch am I? What is that? A TikTok thing? Yeah.
It's all over. Every fan base from the farm to Tallahassee.
2nd and goal for Pitt. Pressure up the middle, picked up, so Heinzel has time. Now he has Poppy.
Just an excellent route right here by Pitt. No shortage of weapons for the Panthers. Little slow roll, tries to return, gets the defender to bite, gets in the end zone. You're my boy, Blue.
Butkowski for the try. And he extends the Pitt lead. 7 plays, 50 yards. Just under 2.5 minutes.
He's spreading the love. He got a little out route, then he returns, wait for that defender to bite out, and then he'll leak towards the sideline. Excellent design, knowing that that defender is going to get aggressive. Triggers down by the end zone. Great job by the offensive line, too. That's a slow progressing route. And then it's a dance party in the end zone. Spreading the love. Kenny Johnson, Lou Hicks, Poppy Williams. Seen Deuce Spann as well.
Stanford's got to turn things around and answer. Their last 4 offensive possessions, a 3 and out, 2 picks, and another 3 and out. Both teams with 1 timeout on the board. Junko lets it fly. Fair catch made by Caden High. There you see the drives in their last 4 for the Cardinal.
Just have not been able to get Ben Gulbranson comfortable, only 7 for 16. He's got the 2 interceptions because we've seen him force a couple of the balls. Really hasn't really got the receiver room involved. CJ Williams had that 1 touchdown on what should have been an interception. Haven't called Caden High's name much. No Bryce Farrell as well.
Branson to throw, pressure up the middle. As the receiver, Williams takes a hard hit. He'll move the sticks.
It's a good opportunity in a 2-minute drill, end of the first half, to maybe get Gulbranson some momentum, see some completions, get some timing with his receivers.
Hampton in the backfield with him. That's the tight end, Roush. Picks up 4. Kyle Lewis on the tackle. That's a good matchup today. Lewis and Roush, we've seen it a couple of times.
Yeah, future pro on future pro. Pitt will take that all day, though. They'll let you have the underneath stuff, rally, do it, make a tackle in open space.
Branson to throw. Again, Pitt brings just 4 up, but they get to him. They flush him out of the pocket. Almost intercepted. Again, trying to get it to Roush. But Branson left it out there. Jimmy Scott and forcing him out of the pocket. And that was Sean Lee, who almost came up with the INT.
Yeah, because Jimmy Scott got the pressure in the interior of the offensive line, it didn't allow Gulbranson to step up. I thought he had a receiver open, working left to right. Didn't see it because of the pressure.
It's big 3rd down right here. Clock stopped at 58. We want to give the ball back to Pitt the way Heinzel is moving this team right now. Branson to throw. Over the middle, has his man open, and a 1st down. Nice job by Bryce Farrell getting open. They'll move the sticks. Now Stanford's really thinking about getting into field goal range, or even more.
Excellent job by Farrell, knifing upfield too, understanding where the sticks are, not messing around, trying to make more out of that play than that was there.
Well, Branson quickly got his man, and he eludes a tackle. That's Brown, got all the way to the 32. Once again, we've seen this one a couple of times in this game where DB goes for the pick. It comes up just short.
Yeah, it's Kavir Baines-Marquez trying to get himself a pick six in front of all his friends and family. Just misses that. It's an aggressive nature breaking on that football.
Go Branson to throw. As Roush picks up 5. Clock will stop with Roush going out of bounds. They still have that one timeout on the board.
Still got one timeout with 27 seconds left. You still probably have 2 more opportunities at those quick little out routes to try to get down there deeper into the field. Can you maybe try to squeeze a deep shot against a corner getting aggressive or a safety getting aggressive for Pitt? Take advantage of a one-on-one shot downfield.
They'll move back 5 yards.
Ball start, offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
Kenny's
Reset the
season
game
long
clock
is
to 27 seconds.
46-yarder he hit in the opener at Hawaii. This will be 49 from this spot right here.
This is a scenario last week for Pitt where they elected to have 6 defensive backs on the field because they were so thin at linebacker. This week with Kyle Lewis being back, it allows him to stay on the field for every snap. Have an extra linebacker in there.
Branson, that's Roush, makes the catch, drags the defender down to the 21. Lindsey was defending on the play, 12 yards.
That's the matchup right there. Big Sam Rouse, 6'5", 265 versus undersized Bain-Marquez.
Clock is rolling. Gilbranson to throw. Looking to the end zone and just overshoots. There'll be 11 seconds remaining. They still have the one timeout on the board, so at least one more play here before having to send Kenny out.
Yeah, with 11 seconds, you still have enough time to run a full progression pass concept, even if it's a dig route going across the middle, get down and call the timeout. You're right in that awkward zone, though, of 21-yard line. Really tough to take a true shot at the end zone.
Well, Branson running out of time, and he takes the sack. Now you're going to have to use that last timeout and send Kenny in here.
Obviously don't want to take a sack, but good job by Gulbranson getting up closer to the line of scrimmage, helping out his kicker. Walking off the field a little ginger. He's been taking a lot of hits. The pocket just collapses on him. Pitt using a little defensive tackle stunt game there between Neal and Winnington, showing off the club. Luckily, it's not a DB. It's a defensive line. You can manage with that.
They'll put this one down at the 35. It'll be a 45-yard attempt for Emmett Kenny. And now Coach Narduzzi wants to call a timeout. Ice Kenny on a beautiful 75-degree sunny day without a cloud in the sky.
It's growing, Chris. It's calling your name.
Yes.
It's calling. Last week we had some characters. We had a couple guys in some white beaters, and this week, yeah, I got the arm sleeve.
Yeah.
Top left arm sleeve, ready to play pickup after this.
He's a lefty. Are you kidding? He's got quantum physics lab after this.
Got to get a weight room session in beforehand.
Kenny from 45. Good snap, good hold. The kick is good. Horn sounds to end the first half. On a positive note for the Cardinal. Pitt will receive the second half kick, but Stanford closes the gap to 8 points here at the break. Teams making their way to the locker room.
Stanford hanging in there. Felt like Pitt controlled most of that half, but still just one touchdown game.
Sherry Burris is standing by on the field with Coach Narduzzi.
Well, Coach, you guys were talking about efficiency this week, particularly on offense. How have you been able to rally around Mason? And you guys received the ball to start the second half. How do you keep that moving?
Yeah, we just got to keep, the times when we don't get first downs is penalties. We got to eliminate the penalties. Way too many penalties on the road here.
You're talking about the defense being really controlling. It is still just a one-score game. What more do they need to do?
Well, we need to finish plays. I mean, we got 2 interceptions. We should have 4. We got to convert on that. They got 2 big passes, one on a zone pressure where he's got time. He gets out of the pocket and throws a completion. And then we had another interception down here where they score a touchdown. We're in perfect coverage and we don't make a play.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Chris?
Thank you, Sherry and Coach. What a day. Beautiful day for football. We've got a good one here on the farm. We're going to send you to Kelsey and the crew in studio, though, for the halftime report. spooky first half at times for both these teams. Pitt, they've made the trip across the country here at Stanford to take on the Cardinal on the farm. Chris Cotter along with Max Brown. Yeah, Stanford kind of hung in there at times. It looked like Pitt was finally putting things together. Might put some distance between themselves, but that late field goal, keeping it tight.
They're keeping it tight. They just can't get the run game going. We talked with Coach Frank Wright yesterday. They just can't be one-dimensional. For Pitt defensively, they've had the two interceptions, but it's all been because of Mason Heinschel for Pitt.
Yeah, he's been our experts at work, brought to you by Principal.
And they've been giving him pressure early on. It's been the Stanford front seven that have wrecked some havoc, hit him a couple times. It's been a struggle there in the first quarter, but he's responded. Got the ball of his hands to a bunch of different playmakers. We've seen his legs become a factor as well, scrambling outside the pocket. And if you give this Pitt offense enough chances and enough opportunities, they're gonna make you pay. We saw right there a touchdown to end the first half.
Gulbranson had those 2 interceptions, but he's also thrown for 197 yards in that first half. It's kind of the quietest 200-yard first half I can ever remember seeing. Had some big plays, and Heinschel's had some as well, and Heinschel has used his legs a little bit to get free, although he's been sacked hard. Both these quarterbacks have been dropped. Kenny will let it fly, and Deuce Spann will take a knee in the end zone. Sherry Burris spoke to both coaches at the half.
Chris, I just spoke with Coach Reich, and he told me they need to get back into a rhythm on offense. They need to have better balance between the run and the pass, and he told me those big plays, they have happened on offense, and they need to avoid the turnovers, but look for a more consistent run game from the Stanford offense. As for Pitt's head coach Narduzzi, coming out of the tunnel, I heard him yelling to his guys, middle eight, which refers to these first 4 minutes starting the second half.
Thank you, Sherry.
Middle eight, last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half. Huge from a momentum perspective. Can you win that section of the game?
Heinschel originally looked like he wanted to carry it, then he threw it. Tight end was in very good coverage. Justin Holmes was the intended receiver. Had a defender all over his back.
It's the one thing with this Stanford defense. They've made Pitt earn it. Hasn't been the easy completions on the outside. Trying a little half roll for Heinschel. Again, unique arm slots for Mason Heinschel. Does that a lot, but coverage is right there.
Second down and 10. Heinschel again to throw. Stanford brings just 3, so Heinschel has all kinds of time. Now he has that tight end, Holmes. Didn't work on first down, but it did on second. 14 yards, move the sticks.
That was a nice design by offensive coordinator Cade Bell. He went like they were going to do a rub route across the middle of the field and then got Holmes going back the other way. Nice concept there.
Quickly out to Williams. Needs to make a couple of players miss. Can't do it, but he was able to pick up 3. Lonnie McAllister, true freshman. Again, making just the second start of his career on the tackle.
And hit Mason Heinschel after that hit 2 plays ago, holding his right shoulder, and Pitt fans will remember a couple weeks ago versus Syracuse, was dealing with the non-contact right shoulder throwing injury. Was a non-factor last week, but we'll have to keep our eyes on that.
Heinschel again to throw. That one was no shot to get to Overman.
Another 3rd and long for this Pitt offense. Been a mixed bag in terms of how they're converting this. Last time they were in this scenario, they had 23 Hunter Barth, backup linebackers, spy Mason Heinschel. Do some tackle and end games up front, trying to confuse the offensive line for Pitt. Keep an eye on 23 Lieber, Barth as well. They're going to give a pressure look here for the Pitt offense.
Heinschel pump fakes. Ball batted in the air and falls incomplete. Matt Rose, leading tackler on this team, with a big deflection, forcing a 4th down.
Showing pressure, then back out of it a little bit. Able to get some push on that right-hand side, and then when Heinschel breaks the pocket, can you stay in coverage, stay locked in? Excellent job by Matt Rose getting his hands up. Stanford said when they're playing well defensively, it's because 35's playing well.
The freshman Liam Thorpe standing by on his own 13 to receive this Junko punt.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
Bizarre flag. It's not like it benefits you. Looks like they were taking their sweet time to get this punt off. Now they're just 5 yards back. Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, I got nothing. That's why I'm always wondering what Pat Narduzzi's put in his little notebook there, because he doesn't call the defense. Usually you have ops players that manage penalty counts and things like that. If we get Pitt for the 5th time, we got to ask him that in our next coaches meeting.
Junko end over end. Thorpe comes up to catch it. Can't make a defender miss, but Stanford will take over just shy of their own 30. Branson was outstanding in that last drive for Stanford before the half. 6 of 8. After previously being 7 of 16, he guided them all the way down for a field goal, get them with an 8 at the break.
And the one thing they have had success with is getting Sam Roush catches. Their tight end. You know, Ben Branson only has 13 completions, 6 of which are to Roush. That is their mismatch that they have. Look for 86 to be a steady dose of this second half game plan.
And negative yards rushing. It has been all on Branson's arm, as it will be on this first down play. Has his back out of the backfield. That's Hampton, makes a good move and picks up a first down. Coming into this game, we kind of thought Pitt might be the team that chucks it up 60 times. Well, it might end up being Stanford in the end, because it looks like, and for good reason, they may just abandon the running game altogether and throw on first down.
That's certainly not what they want to be, one-dimensional, but you're right. That's the only way they have found offensive success today.
Now they'll try the run game. Again, a minimal gain, just a yard. It has been tough sledding carrying the football for Hampton and these Cardinal backs. Got an injured player on the field. That looks like the wideout, Caden High. Right on the Stanford logo. And he looks like he is in some discomfort. Does a push-up to get up on his feet, but he's favoring that right leg.
Yeah, he unfortunately got rolled up on extremely late, borderline after the whistle. Was tasked with trying to block Kyle Lewis. It's going to be a tall task for any slot receiver, and then was in that mess and I think got his knee or ankle rolled up on.
High and Farrell are the two speed guys in this Stanford wide receiver room. So they'll take a look at Caden High. 2nd down and 9. Well, Branson to throw. Has all kinds of time. Now he has his receiver. That's Farrell. Inside of Pitt territory, it'll be a first down.
This is an excellent job by Ben Branson getting through his progressions. Ultimately, he's going to hit this curl on the backside, but his eyes go to the left first, and then he works all the way back to that right side. This is when Ben Branson's at his best. When he's clean, he's in the pocket, and he's processing, he's operating. You can see him work from 1 to 2 to 3, back to 4. Nice quarterback play there.
Hampton spins away from one defender. Nice power as he pushes forward for a gain of about 5 on first down. Isaiah Neal making the tackle.
See why they like Champ Hampton using that 220 frame. So they was giving the defense some issues on scout team, and you get to the point where you got to start using them in a real game. We're at that point, it's November, where the four-game redshirt rule becomes a factor. Players get 4 games and can still keep their red shirt. It's a factor for several players on both sides, especially in special teams.
5-yard run was the longest of the day, and it sets up play action. Successfully orchestrated by the Stanford offense. Another first down.
Nice design there. Pitt elects to bring pressure. They bring Cameron Lindsay. Get a nice little hitch route right behind him. Frank Wright's got to like the momentum they have early on in this third quarter.
Another good size hole up the middle. Francis Brewu makes the tackle on Cedric Irvin. You saw Caden High going to the locker room. Now we have a Pitt player injured on the play. We'll take a quick commercial break and get you caught up on the injury when we come back. Pitt up 21-13.
Right here is injured player Isaiah Neal. He's been the versatile weapon up front for Pitt. When they've had defensive end depth concerns, he's slid out to the outside. Started the year as a defensive tackle, bigger body guy, but not really seeing exactly where the injury happens, but something with his left shoulder.
Cole Tab back in the game for the Cardinal as they continue this drive. 2nd down and 6. Tab on the carry. He won't have very far to go at all. It'll bring up 3rd down in the same yardage. Sean Fitzsimmons clogging up the middle.
It's a good sign if he's standing right behind the coach, trying to get back in there. 3rd and 6. You've had a nice opening drive for the second half. If you're Stanford, 3rd and 6, certainly gettable. On pace there, but got to manage the pressure that Pitt's gonna give you. Imagine they're going to throw it, and got to have quick answers on the outside to get the ball to your hands quickly if you're Ben Gulbranson.
8th play of this drive started on the Stanford 29. Gulbranson to throw. Pocket collapses and he goes down. It's going to be hard to attribute that sack to any one player because 4 players got home, including Jimmy Scott.
And that's a huge sack for multiple reasons. You kick him out of field goal range. You got Ben Branson now banged up with that right knee injury. And look at the pressure just interior-wise for Pitt, just overpowering that left side of the offensive line. Nick James, name we haven't said much today, 11 from that defensive tackle spot, looping back around, creating all sorts of havoc for Branson.
And it looked like Coach Reich thought about, at least for a moment, going for it on 4th and forever, but he brings in the punter, and this causes confusion. If nothing else, he forced Pitt to use a timeout, and Narduzzi's hot. He's complaining because if Stanford substitutes and they bring in the punter, doesn't that count as time that he's allowed to substitute as well?
Exactly. That's why he keeps going back to that hand motion. Making the human T is what the referee makes when you're trying to pause the game and allow the defense to sub. To your point, they did not allow Pitt to sub, even though Stanford did. He's right to be hot on that one.
Maybe a little even unintentional gamesmanship from Frank Reich, forcing the timeout use. Narduzzi not happy about that. Poppy Williams is standing by inside his 10. It's Flintoff to try and bury Pitt deep. That's going to be a good punt. Forcing the fair catch in all kinds of traffic, and Poppy does a good job to make it at his own 11. Tonight at 7:30 Eastern, right here on the ACC Network, Florida State hosts Wake. The Deacons have won 3 straight rather. So they've been playing really well. Seminoles, meanwhile, looking for their first win in conference play. Who'd have thunk it here in November? Tonight, 7:30 on ACC Network. Also streaming live on the ESPN app. Our ACC scoreboard. North Carolina got the big win on Friday. Some big games with SMU and Clemson.
Louisville getting back in there.
Yes, Louisville is with the lead. Clemson lost. Miami lost to SMU, both in controversial fashion. Big run here by Turner, almost bounced it outside to get free. That's one of the better runs of the day for this Pitt offense rather. Sam Neely on the tackle. That's 15 yards downfield.
Again, the footwork from Jakarian Turner bounces that out and then quickly gets upfield. Sometimes you see young running backs dance a lot in the backfield, not Turner.
This play blown dead.
Ball was not ready for play. It's still first down.
Pitt really wanted to go quickly.
Ball's settled down, and the umpire was like, wait a sec, that can't happen. Check that, let me get back.
The umpire was making his way on his horse. The umpire was on his horse getting out of the way, and they thought, oh, hold up.
Umpire's got some tempo to him.
Fake to Turner. Now they're going to throw it to him. Linebacker just catches him. Matt Rose did a nice job of at least getting out there to prevent a really huge play. Neck roll and all. Matt Rose gets a piece of Turner to force him out of bounds.
Yeah, they really have Lonnie McAllister coming from this edge, and because that backer blitzes, they got Turner out into the flat to the left with no defender there. It's a nice job trying to get there, but in space with Turner, just a tough play to make if you're Matt Rose coming from the other sideline.
Kendall Stanley is the player down for Pitt. And he's their backup left tackle.
Yeah, it's a Pitt offensive line that came into the year feeling like they have 8 offensive linemen they can play. Stanley started the year as the backup left tackle. It would probably be Jackson Brown now as the fifth offensive lineman coming in there. Transfer from Cal, from Danville, coming back home. San Ramon Valley.
How about Desmond Reed, the captain, all the way out there. He's dressed today, but not playing because of injury, but he's still out there checking on his offensive lineman, Kendall Stanley. And now they may be moving some players around, as you saw a new center warming up, which might mean they'll move Lyndon Cooper out. That happens all the time. If you get an offensive lineman hurt, everyone's got a cross-train, don't they? So if You might have to move a center out, a guard here. It's kind of a shell game, isn't it?
And I'm with you. He had a center stance, but I think that was just, we caught him in between reps there. I think that was Cooley, who's played some tackle for them. Obviously, Stanley's hurt as a tackle, so 51. Giovanni Cooley getting some action in there. Redshirt freshman, 300 pounds.
Getting that last pass pro worked out before we get in the huddle.
Hear so much in college football about parity across college football, and a big reason why is a lot of the reserves that would have been quality backups for teams have gone to other programs to be starters for portal money. So having quality, both offensive and defensive line backups is hard to come by.
Turner trying to run off the hip of Giovanni Cooley. Picks up maybe a yard. This is another big third down in their own territory for the Panthers. As you might suspect, in their wins, much better converting third downs than in their 2 losses on this season. Today, 40%.
Cade Bell doesn't have his 2 go-to third down weapons, and Desmond Reed or Kenny Johnson. Someone else as a playmaker's got to step up.
Pressure. Heinschultz picked up Turner right at the marker. Let's see where they spot him. He may be just shy. It's just beyond the 35. Charlie Eckert forced him out. It's going to be 4th down. 4th down and almost a full yard.
Let's see if he picks up this 1st down. It's a nice job. The ball's inside, so he catches that and rolls with it. It's going to be short, though.
Turner gets the 1st down and more out beyond the 40.
Excellent job by Jakarian Turner, winning that one-on-one matchup in the hole. Stanford blitzes Lonnie McAllister, the safety, but he makes a miss and gets the 1st down.
Heinz wants to go quickly here. Looking for Sincere Lee, makes the catch. Flags behind the play. Sincere Lee, that's his 1st catch of the year. It was a dandy.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 75. Penalty is half the distance to the goal from the end of the play. Automatic 1st down.
And let's tack a few more onto it. What a catch by Sincere Lee.
They were trying to get him a catch a week ago. 11 different Panthers caught a pass. Sincere Lee played a lot. Was the one guy that didn't get one. What a catch right there. Excellent job utilizing his hands, too. It was a fist fight on the sideline. Late hands for Lee. Allows him to come make a play here.
Senior from Clearwater, Florida, another Florida kid. And there's the hit late on Heinschel. And just like that, Pitt goes from a 4th down in their own territory. They convert. Now they're back in the red zone. Heinschel to throw. Was looking for Lee. Now he hits his tight end for the score. Overman brings it in. And Pitt extends their lead.
Jake Overman, the California native, he's going to block right up through the A-gap and then work on a corner route. Very unique concept, unique design. It's the type of play call that you know you're getting to right when you get in the red zone, because if he catches it, he's in the end zone. Excellent timing, excellent design, and the Pitt tight end by way of Oregon State getting into the end zone.
Pitt has struggled from time to time this year in the red zone. Too many field goals, which is why Butkowski is having an All-American kind of year. He hits the extra point, but you know Narduzzi would rather have him hit extra points than field goals. They're 4 for 4 today in the red zone.
And we knew that was going to be a critical part of this game. Pitt's offense is electric and hasn't missed a beat on the West Coast.
You're watching the ACC on ESPN. Beautiful day in Northern California. We're down on the farm. Stanford and Pitt. Panthers have just extended their lead, and this is not an easy trip for any team in the eastern part of the country as far as the ACC goes to make when you got to go out to play Stanford or Cal. 4 teams have made the trip so far this year, and those 4 teams are combined 1-3. And we've already told you Stanford has won all 3 home games this year. They've won 4 in a row going back to last year, and Pitt players are cramping a little bit here. Offensive lineman Kendall Stanley. What is he eating there? Some Funyuns?
Yeah, Funyuns. He's got it all over there. Pitt, the advantage Pitt got compared to a lot of those teams is they got the 12:30 local kick. Those other teams got 7:30 night kicks. It's a long time sitting in your hotel room.
Mason Heinz looking at his iPad. Look at that, full mouthful of whatever those
pretzels.
are.
I think they're pretzels.
Oh, is it pretzels, Sherry?
Yeah. So it's so funny, Chris. I was talking to the team dietitian, Katie Gully, and she was explaining to me they were having to prepare these guys for dehydration for the flight, even the heat. It is pretty warm down here, I have to say, for being November 1st. And she was explaining to me, even before they left Pittsburgh, they told the guys, you have to have a drink every 30 to 45 minutes, which equates to about an extra 3 to 4 bottles of juice. And look at that. Hydration's clearly not an issue, Chris.
Yeah, not an issue for Sean Lee. And Sherry, as Coach Narduzzi told you going into the break, they should have had 4 picks in the first half. They only had 2. We do have a flag on the play. This might be coming back. The true freshman Sean Lee picked it and took it to the house, but let's see what the officials have to say.
Rolling on the field is a touchdown after the play. Sportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 7, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So the call is going to go against Javon McIntyre. That doesn't seem to bother Sean Lee one bit. And why would it? The true freshman from Harrisburg, PA, his first career pick 6.
Yeah, you're going to see Lee on the bottom of the screen just jump this out route. That's easy. Cover 2 trap corner. I mean, that corner is sitting into the flat. And if the number 2 receiver, the inside receiver, if he goes out at 5 yards, you trigger right away. He's just trick-or-treating right there. Got a little treat, a little house call. It's worked to Pitt's advantage. They've had some injuries in the secondary, but then it's allowed young guys like Sean Lee, another one of these true freshmen for the Pitt defense, to play. And then now that we're in November, they have excellent depth now that they're more healthy at the corner spot.
Butkowski again for the PAT. Second time that the Pitt defense has had 3 interceptions in a game. This time the freshman Sean Lee. Pick 6. Panthers up big. And that ACC championship is in play big time this weekend when it comes to teams positioning themselves. You've already had Duke with a big win on the road against Clemson. You had Miami go down to SMU. And Virginia playing Cal right now. Georgia Tech at NC State later on tonight from Raleigh. As we see Caden High with a good return out beyond the 40 for Stanford. Everybody with 0 or 1 losses still in the hunt, which means this Pitt Panther team, they've got this game this weekend against Stanford as we have yet another injured Panther. Then we're talking about Notre Dame, which won't count, but those last 2 games at Georgia Tech and Miami at home for Pitt.
Yeah, heading into this game, ESPN Analytics had Stanford had the toughest schedule of any ACC team up into this point, and then moving forward after this game, Pitt has the hardest schedule of any ACC team. You reference it though, the Notre Dame game, obviously a big one, doesn't count towards the ACC standings. Seeing it there, 3 ranked teams. Miami will obviously fall, but that'll be a tall task. And then Georgia Tech rolling right now, undefeated.
That game in Atlanta, it was almost like you could have circled that game 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it continues to be the game that you're circling in regards to this hunt to be the top 2 teams in the ACC and play in that ACC championship game.
That
Louisville's
game
in play, yeah.
One. Yeah, I mean, that was obviously the game where Pitt goes 2-2. They were up big in that game. You feel like it got away from you, and we're on a path where maybe there's a Georgia Tech, Pitt, Louisville, maybe Virginia at the top, where that game in September could be crucial.
Farrell, he's a speed guy. If you can get him outside, legit 4-3. But a beautiful job bringing him down. Lewis is just showing you exactly why Coach Narduzzi, when we talked to him before the game, said, yeah, heck yeah, he's back.
Just so athletic. I mean, you said it. He's running right there with a 4.3 40 receiver. Just so athletic, and it allows you to be so versatile defensively when you have an outside linebacker who has the athleticism of a safety, but is physical enough to hang in the box and do everything you want to in the run game.
Gain of just a yard. Well, Branson under center. This time they'll give it to Cedric Irvin. Pile moving, at least for a yard or 2, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
And I made the point earlier, but you get Kyle Lewis back, and obviously it was a disadvantage the past few weeks having both Kyle Lewis and Rasheem Biles, their other star linebacker, out. But then because you were forced to play other guys, younger guys, guys that don't have a lot of reps, now as you look forward, if they can get and stay healthy, then they have a sneaky deep defense of guys that have played real life reps.
Goldbrinson on 3rd down. Irvin, no chance. Doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. So on 3rd and 5, the Stanford Cardinal team that has not been able to run the ball effectively all game long tries to cross up Pitt, and it backfires.
Just a phenomenal get off by 11. Nick James, that defensive tackle, times the snap better than the offensive guard across from him. No shot right there. That's a defensive line that's knows they have a quarterback and an offensive line playing on their heels. It's a defensive line playing on their toes.
And it's 4th down, and Coach Reich knows this game's going to get away from him if he can't get something going offensively. He keeps his offense out there. Play clock winding down. Pitt's pinning their ears back. Go Branson to throw. Here come the Panthers. He has time, and he has a oh, it's dropped. He had his man Miles Lippman, and he could not hang on. I don't know if Lippman gets the 1st down anyways. Take a look at.
It's nice anticipation by Goldbranson. You're throwing this hitch right on the left hash all the way to the right sideline. Yeah, it's into the shadows too, Chris. You talked about that off air before the game started about that. That might be a factor.
Yeah, you can see the shadow right now about in the middle of the field. So the ball goes from in the sun to into the shadow right before it got to Lippman. He would not have gotten the 1st down anyways, even if he catches it. But Pitt now set up, fresh set of downs. They got all the momentum here. 3:24 left to go in the 3rd quarter, and they're in Stanford territory already. Fake to Turner, Heinschel. Going up top, flag down, but he's got a receiver inside the 15, Bryce Yates. Yet another new receiver making a catch for the Panthers, but let's check the marker.
Holding, offense, number 51, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
That'll go for naught. A raw smile from Narduzzi. As a big play that was 31 yards, wiped off the board for the holding on Cooley.
Yeah, they're gonna get Giovanni Cooley left tackle, playing because Kendall Staley's hurt. Little inside rush, then you try to do a rip over move from Stanford. Not a ton there, but line judge must have had a better angle.
And again, they continue to work on Stanley. He's got the pretzels in him, got the fluids in him.
I didn't know pretzels was a thing. Heard about mustard and pickle juice.
Right, pickle juice I heard.
No.
Pitt. It will be 30 seconds.
Pretzels aren't working. They might have to work on the corn nuts next. The worst. Corn nuts are the worst. You ever get?
Why don't you like corn nuts?
They're the worst. If you got those on Halloween, just go back to the house. Let's take another look at the hold.
I said there wasn't a lot on there, but I might have been wrong. Yeah, you can't clamp around his shoulder pad. That's easy. The high end zone view didn't do it justice, but clear call there.
While we've got a moment, let's take a look at some of the other games around the ACC. Louisville, this is final now, so that's a big win for Louisville and a tough one. Virginia on the road. We've already talked about how difficult that road trip is to make here on the West Coast. They're up in Berkeley, and they've got a 10-point lead right now, so nothing is guaranteed there. Pitt's trying to put this one away here late third quarter. Heinschel, nice catch by Sincere Lee. That is a beautiful pitch and catch right there. That seems almost automatic.
Like they're playing 7-on-7. They make it look easy, but it's not. The timing's great. Spacing's great. Crisp route. When you're on time and can protect your quarterback, easy to pick them apart.
Heinschel. Now he has time, and that is a tough pass completion right there. Great job in coverage. Lonnie McAllister, who's played a pretty good game for only his second career start. Look at these numbers by Mason Heinschel, who exploded on the scene in that game against BC. Game 5 after they had started the year 2-2. They haven't lost since. And other than that game at Syracuse when they struggled a little bit offensively, he's been unstoppable. Pulls it out, finds Yates. He'll be brought down at the 24, another first down.
That stat line in the Syracuse game doesn't do it as justice too, because he had a big long run where his legs were a factor there. Right here, excellent pull by Mason Heinschel. Defender crashes in, then you're getting out to the space to Bryce Yates. This game, we've talked so much about Pitt's receiver depth, but we've seen names that we haven't seen all season with Bryce Yates, the true freshman, getting involved. You know, we've talked about Deuce Spann as well, deep into the receiver room.
No question about it. Yates, Sincere Lee, a couple of good catches. One of them on this drive. Heinschel has all kinds of time. Going to the end zone. And a flag comes out. Trying to get it to Deuce Spann. And that was a mismatch right there. You had Spann on the linebacker. Check that. That was the safety, Charlie Eckert.
Pass interference. Defense, number 39. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
He took advantage of that mismatch.
Yeah, it's just one-on-one. Charlie Eckhart versus Deuce Spann. They got Deuce Spann on a little slot fade, meet you at the back pylon, and a lot of contact right there by Eckhart. He's trying to get his eyes around, does get his eyes around, but grabbing him too strong.
First and goal for Deuce Spann and the Panthers. Turner inside, right to the 1.
To Kyrie Turner.
He does such a good job where it looks like he's going to bounce it out, and puts his right foot in the ground, gets upfield in a hurry.
Pitt wants to go quickly. Heinschel. Oh, that is a bad decision. An interception is He didn't have anybody open. I thought for sure he was just going to chuck it into the 10th row, and he threw it to a player with a red jersey. Brandon Nicholson making the pick. His first of the year.
It's a little RPO. They're trying to get a little pop pass to the tight end. Back end line of the end zone. Mason Heinschel is trying to do too much. He's had a knack for coming up with the off-schedule big play. Went a little too far on that one, and Brandon Nicholson caught him. See, Cade Bell has not had a lot of opportunities to yell at his young quarterback. That was a rare occurrence for the true freshman.
Just his 4th INT of the year. And Elijah Brown at quarterback now for Stanford. Going with the redshirt freshman out of Mater Dei. Getting something going on the ground here. That's Cole Tabb. It's one of the better runs. That says it all. That's one of the better runs of the day for Stanford, and it's 4 yards. What do you make of the move for Elijah Brown here?
Yeah, I think you're down big, and Branson struggled, obviously, the 3 interceptions, and almost all of them were forcing the ball into double coverage. But Elijah Brown, freshman from Mater Dei, feels like this offense has half dozen kids from Mater Dei for obvious reasons. One of the most successful high school programs in the country, certainly the state of California.
Nowhere to run for Tabb. Isaiah Neal makes the tackle, flag down.
Personal foul, hands to the face. Defense, number 11. 15-yard penalty, first down.
And they got Nick James. 10th penalty of the game for 94 yards. That's something that Narduzzi, win or lose today, is going to be very unhappy about.
See Nick James with that right hand. He engages the chest plate of the center, and then his right hand slides up into his esophagus. Can't do that.
First down for Elijah Brown and the Cardinal. Final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Brown hits a receiver, loses it, picked up by Lewis. They're going to call it incomplete. We'll have one final play here in this 3rd quarter with 1 second left to go. Take another look.
Nice accurate throw by Elijah Brown right there on the face mask. But yeah, he didn't have a
good play by Sean Lee. Another good one.
Didn't complete the catch.
Knocking this one away.
Tries to turn and do something with it, but doesn't secure the ball. Libman.
Probably should have made that catch.
Definitely.
Lost it before Sean Lee even got there. 2nd down with 1 second left to go. Brown to throw. Good defensive play. Coming over all the way from the far side. Kavir Baines Marquez. And all of his fans here in attendance enjoy that one. We head to the 4th. Took a little while for Pitt, but they finally exerted their dominance. Big lead as we head to the final stanza here on the farm. ACC PM is all new, Monday through Thursday at 6 o'clock Eastern. Then on Fridays, starting at 5, it's a special 2-hour football-focused edition hosted by Kelsey Riggs Cup right here on the ACC network. It's cold on the East Coast right now, man. Pitt fans that are out here enjoying this 75-degree, perfect sunny day and enjoying what their Panthers have done here, especially in the second half. Really taking it to a Stanford team that was hanging in there in the first half. Elijah Brown, all kinds of pressure, and he's going to go down. Pitt just brought everybody, and Stanford couldn't find him. Jimmy Scott's going to get there. Could have been any number of Panthers.
Yeah, they bring Braylon Lovelace right in the middle, and it frees up all the defensive tackles to go hunting. Jimmy Scott, the 2-year starter for Pitt, gets home, and it's been the recipe for Pitt this past month. Defensive line playing at a high level from a pass rush perspective.
Those 4 sacks tie a season high for this Pitt defense. Flintoft kick it away to Poppy. That's a good kick. Poppy's going to have to call for a fair catch. Just makes it at his 23. Bobbled it a little bit, but secures it. You know, you think about this Stanford team, talk about how well they've played here at home, kind of hanging in there. That game last week against Miami, Coach Wright told us he was so proud of the way his defense played in that first half, and they were even in it in the third quarter, down 14-7. A couple plays didn't go their way, but that got away from them in the second half, as this one has here today.
Yeah, you just get the sense they don't have the horses and the depth to really stay competitive for 4 quarters, but it's tough. I mean, Pitt's a good team. Miami going on the road. They had to travel across country last week. Coach Wright, you know, always talks about the toughness of this team. Felt like the Miami game got them tougher, but just hard to go toe-to-toe with both these rosters.
Turner in this Pitt offense is going to go to work on the clock here. Trying to get the running game going, which is finally kind of picked up here in the second half, and that goes to the point. Same with Miami last week. Fletcher and company got going in the second half and really had big second halves running the football. Pitt didn't do much running in the first half today, but they have here in the second. That time Turner had a hard time getting the handoff. He's not going to get much, if anything. So a good first 2 plays on this drive for the Stanford defense. Tafiti on the tackle on that play, 3rd and 9.
The defensive line's held strong for Stanford.
Heinzel to throw, pressure off the edge, and he's going to go down. Scotty Edwards on the safety blitz was able to get there. We have another Pitt offensive lineman down.
Nice blitz package by Stanford. You got Darius Davis, 29, coming off Heinzel's left edge, and a bunch of Cardinal defenders on the right side. Saw a lot of Heinzel getting hit in the first half. Haven't seen so much of the second half, but Stanford continues to respond.
That's left guard Ryan Coretta getting that left hamstring stretched out. Tonight at 7:30 Eastern on the ACC network, Florida State and Wake Forest tangle. Deacons have won 3 straight. They've played so well of late. Florida State, meanwhile, still looking for that first win in ACC play. Tonight, 7:30 on the ACC network from Doak Campbell. Also, you can see it on the ESPN app. Frank Reich got the call when he was shopping in Costco with his family from Andrew Luck, saying, hey, man, I need some help. Can you come coach the team? And that was in March. So that's part of it, too. You know, we talk about, why would you just hire an interim coach? Well, it was in March when Andrew Luck reached out to him. You're not going to get the coach of your future in March, right? I mean, the timing just wasn't there. So get a guy that you can kind of build some things around for a year, get the footing of the program right. Isn't that the whole case?
Totally, and I think Stanford's uniquely positioned to do that because you have kids on your roster that are here at Stanford for reasons outside of just football, versus if you're a different program, you might have to hire a long-term head coach, even if you are behind the 8 ball, because you run the risk of guys leaving and transferring and going to different programs. I like the decision by Andrew Luck to get Coach Wright and then hopefully find a long-term situation here the next month.
Liam Thorpe makes the fair catch. We'll see the Stanford offense take the field. Down 35-13 when we come back. Two-time Heisman runner-up as a player here at Stanford, and new GM Andrew Luck. It's got to be huge to have him on the sideline. I mean, if you're a quarterback, Max, think about you when you were playing and you were able to come to the sideline and you got a guy like Andrew Luck, who's an extra coach.
Yeah, and you have the iPads these days, so he can teach you on the fly. He's really wearing every hat for the Stanford program. Recruiting like a head coach, coaching on the field in game days. We see him shaking hands and talking to fans pregame, doing it all.
He's dressed up as Charlie Brown for Halloween yesterday, running around the athletic department.
Made me feel bad. I showed up with a white tee on Halloween. He's got the full costume. I got to be better.
He was, it's just an injection of energy in this program that they need. And there's Frank Reich. You think about these two were only together for that 1 year in Indianapolis. You think it might have been longer, but it was when Andrew Luck was the NFL Comeback Player of the Year in 2018. That was Frank Reich's first year.
Only together 1 year, but got a lot closer to one another with Andrew Luck's injuries. Luck let Coach Wright into struggles around the ankle and contemplating retirement, which obviously shocked the football world when he did it as young as he did, but great friendship those two have.
Brown takes a big hit right at the line of scrimmage by Raylan Lovelace. Elijah Brown getting some work. The heir apparent when Gobranson wraps up his eligibility and presumably heads off to medical school, which is what Gobranson has said he wants to do when he wraps up his 1 year here at Stanford. Then you got Elijah Brown, redshirt freshman out of Huntington Beach. He's going to be the guy, or they hope he is.
It's been the big difference. You know, I was out here a couple years ago calling a Stanford game, and they only had 2 transfers, and it felt like they were from Ivy League schools only. This year, you're getting 17, so you're allowed to get guys from the outside. Andrew Luck's been an advocate and working with admissions to make that happen.
Caden High, good pickup. One of the great all-time.
Captain Andrew Luck
in the house. Really is one of the all-timers. I mean, if you're going to talk about social media, let's do that and not the shirtless dudes. Like that should be the go-to.
Or you need a shirt that says "Dearest Mother." like the Twitter account always leads with.
Right.
A phenomenal X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, account to follow.
Andrew Luck barking out encouragement on 4th down. Pitt brings just 4, so Brown has time. I think he's just going to be a little short. He was able to hit Farrell, and McIntyre was in coverage right on the spot. Let's see how close this is, because he came back for the ball and he catches it. It's pretty close. Stretches for it on the second effort.
It's going to be where he had control of this football. It's almost like he caught it right on the yellow, but by the time he fully secured the football, he was in front of it.
Handshakes all around for McIntyre in this Pitt defense.
The Pitt team that head into this season was a lot of folks dark horse ACC champ pick, dark horse CFP pick, because they had a roster that they felt great about. 2 All-Americans, 1 on each side of the ball coming back, and then head into the season it was, hey, what can Eli Holstein do in year 2 as a starter? They started the year 7-0 with him as a starter, and they falter. The season going 2-2, and then you insert Mason Heinschel, and it's unlocked what we thought this team could be back in August.
Pitt's second half, outstanding.
Stanford is challenging the ruling on the field. The runner was short of the line of the game. Previous play is under further review.
Yeah, they're going to look at this spot. This Pitt defense has only allowed 36 yards and 0 points in this second half. You got the pick 6, numerous sacks. Take another look at this spot, because this is, to your point, this is where you gotta, when he first makes the catch, he's right on the line. Maybe the toe of the football. And that's what our replay official, Mark McEnany, and Nate Black are gonna be in discussion about. It's a good challenge.
So he catches it, or he touches his body, I should say, right at that 50-yard line, but it does feel like by the time he secures that football, he's in front of the line. This will be a clean look. Yeah, he kind of hops forward closer to the 49-yard line by the time he secures it. This feels like the classic example of, I don't know if there's more or enough video evidence to overrule this.
He doesn't get there on the second effort. He's definitely short there when he's brought down by McIntyre. So it would have to be ruled right when he initially catches it, right there at the 50.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's 1st down, Pitt. Stanford is charged a timeout for the challenge.
Ruling on the field of being short of the yard to gain is upheld. So Frank Reich and company will be charged a timeout.
Have to challenge that if you're Frank Reich at this point of the game.
Here's what's coming up. So we've seen the injuries really over the last month, even while they've gone through this winning streak. Got a lot of guys banged up. You get the week off to heal all the bumps and bruises, and then you start that trifecta to end the year, beginning with Notre Dame.
And they need Desmond Reed to get back in that trifecta, I think, to get through that. Even 2-1, I think, goes a long ways. Obviously, the Notre Dame game is not an ACC game. So if your pathway to the playoff is through the ACC championship game, Notre Dame, you could stub your toe and still be on track. But yeah, Desmond Reed right there, All-American running back from a year ago, has been banged up. We saw him last week. He was in, then he'd hobbled off to the sideline. In, then hobbled off to the sideline. Dealing with an ankle. Bye week can't come at a better time.
Sure, you've been down there on the sideline all day watching this team with some of the guys who were injured.
Yeah, I have, and it's really been amazing to see the camaraderie and just the encouragement from all the players. And you guys have mentioned we have seen guys come in and out, and there is certain body language that I can tell you I'm seeing on the sideline that really shows that they're a family and togetherness. And Max, maybe you can speak sort of to that, of what it's like to play for a guy like Coach Narduzzi.
Without a doubt, yeah, I think it's a program too that Narduzzi in his 10th year where there's so much movement across college football. Having consistent staff and a Rock as a head coach allows you to establish an identity that maybe is harder in this new era of college football. What a catch right there, though.
That's a nice play to deflect that one by Tafiti. Read it beautifully, saw it coming all the way, and knocked it away.
Excellent job from his defensive end, outside linebacker spot. It's a versatile position for Stanford, getting that right paw up in the air, batting it down.
Play fake. Going to the end zone. That's picked. That one was read all the way by Brendan Nicholson. Another big play by Nicholson. And Heinschel, another mistake.
Yeah, on this one he's just late. He's going to try to hit a little seam route. You got a little seam route down the middle, or the right hash, I should say, and he's just an ounce late. You got a 2-for-1 corner trying to get involved. Heinschel's been pretty good today, but Stanford secondary coming up with an interception here.
Mason Heinschel with a 3-touchdown day, but also a couple of picks, and his offensive coordinator, Cade Bell, took a few instructions, maybe some words of encouragement, some choice words of encouragement for his freshman quarterback.
There have not been a lot of opportunities to get on Mason Heinschel. He's been so good in the month of October. I'm sure Cade Bell's message is don't start bad habits today. Both those interceptions coming as this game's out of reach, at least it seems like. Coaching up his young quarterback on the sideline. We've seen that frequently. They always go to the iPad. Touchdowns, interceptions, they're always right there together.
Pressure up the middle, picked up. Brown's able to hit Williams. Hit hard after a gain of about 6 or 7. And Lewis came out of there limping a little bit. That is not, you see him right there, gingerly walking back to the defensive huddle. With a big lead in the middle of the fourth quarter, that's the last thing that Coach Narduzzi wants to see.
And there's Pitt fans at home right now saying, hey, we saw that with Desmond Reed last week. That game was getting out of reach, and Desmond Reed cut on his ankle and obviously not playing today. Don't want the same thing with the other star player.
That play was blown up. Absolutely destroyed. Nate Temple, backup defensive tackle.
Guy who's been around this program for a long time, 6-year senior. Taking advantage of his moment, warming up those shoulder pads.
Lewis coming off the edge. Nice spin move. It's picked up, and Brown just didn't have any time to throw it. Tried to get it to Roush, but he's been under a lot of pressure. That time it was Jasir Whittington.
Another third down, another pressure situation for Pitt, just getting the ball out of his hands. It's been the story of Pitt today. Not a lot of time to throw. Defensive line's been eaten.
Williams with the fair catch at the 29. And that's where the Panthers will take over with 7:46 left to go in this game. A couple interceptions from Mason Heinchel on the day.
Yeah, there's some bad decisions here. This one just trying to do too much. Cade Bell getting on his young quarterback saying, what are you doing? And then right here, just late, gets baited by a corner, undercuts that seam route. When you're in the red zone, those windows condense. The game speeds up on you. Cade Bell knows how special his young quarterback is. Doesn't want him to fall back, or not back, just fall into bad habits.
Both those picks from Brandon Nicholson. First Stanford Cardinal with 2 picks in the game since Paulson Adebo back in 2019. Turner, he is really starting to rack up some yards here in this second half. It was slow going for Boozy in the first half, but man, he's piling it on here. That put him over, well over 100 yards rushing. And it's a Stanford defense that is just exhausted. They've been on the field for a lot of this game, and especially here in this second half. And now Turner's got a lot of room to run.
You look at what Pitt has in the backfield with 2 true freshmen, a true freshman quarterback and a true freshman running back, looking like vets in the ACC. Future is bright with both of those 2 guys.
And with Desmond Reed out today, Turner taking advantage and recording his first 100-yard game of his career. He's up to 125. He'll stay at that number as Sam Mattingly drops him at the line of scrimmage. Maybe give him a yard.
It's a true freshman class for Pitt. We've seen it all over the park today. And Pat Narduzzi has been asked about it the past couple weeks of, is this the best true freshman, or at least the most impactful true freshman class you've had? You got Heinchel and Turner, which get a lot of headlines. We've seen Sean Lee, a true freshman, get a pick 6 today. Josh Greer, a safety that gets a lot of playing time. So critical in the transfer portal era. If you can get impact players young, gives you a lot of depth.
That catch made by Justin Cook, who's a player that Coach Narduzzi said this week he wants to get some time, transferred in from East Stroudsburg. And they want to redshirt him this year, but you said this earlier in the game. Now's the time of the year where players who can play 4 games and still keep that red shirt, we're going to start seeing them a little bit here. Justin Cook has played so well on scout team and at practice. He's being rewarded now with some PT.
Yeah, last week he played Hollywood Smothers, NC State star running back in scout team. Did a great job, and to your point, now getting real life game reps.
Heinzel's got a big blocker in front of him, inside the 20.
That is one play call I would stay away from moving forward. Quarterback toss read, where he's diving forward and landing on his right throwing shoulder deep into this 4th quarter. I respect the being aggressive, but I would imagine that's the last time we see that play call. It wouldn't surprise me if Narduzzi's on the headset saying, what are we doing? Let's protect our young QB. Let's run the ball.
7th time in the red zone in 13 possessions in this game for Pitt. Heinzel to throw. Lou Hicks with the catch, stiff arms a defender inside the 10 and driven out of bounds. Just around the 5-yard line. It'll be, once again, 1st and goal for Pittsburgh.
It's a Pitt offense that's just always in rhythm. Even when they do get pressure, even when they do get stopped in one drive, the very next drive, they're right back on the gas.
Heinzel to give. Turner goes nowhere.
Turner, brought down by
S.A. Dubray on the tackle.
Nice job by Dubray. A little inside move there. utilizing his speed, knifing under a tackle who's trying to step out and reach him.
Speaking of this freshman class, Pitt's got 17 on the bottom of your screen. That's true freshman Tony Kinsler at wide receiver. Hicks in motion. Heinzel keeps it. He gets crunched at about the 3. Now Stanford is claiming he fumbled the ball on the hit. Nothing from the officials yet. Now they got it. It is Stanford. No, do we earn it? We not. We can't get any word from the officials. I guess if they don't say it was a fumble, it must not be.
I said it before, I hate the play call. Up big, you have your star quarterback running right in the teeth of the defense, gets popped.
That ball is out.
The runner was down. It's 3rd down.
Wow, I saw that ball come out. Now, if they're going to say that forward progress was stopped, I guess that's the reason for him being down. Let's see.
This is going to be a great angle, too. Gets popped there.
The runner was down. Is under further review.
Still up, stripped out. That ball's out. That ball's out. Now the question will be, when did that whistle get blown? But he's clearly up.
You're right.
Excellent job by Dubre, too, ripping that ball out.
We'll take a break while they take a look at it in the replay booth. We'll let you know how it comes out when we come back. Play was reviewed, and it was overturned and ruled a fumble. If you're Mason Heinzel here, if you're Pitt offense, if you're coordinator Cade Bell, why are you even calling a play where Heinzel could get hit like that and fumble?
Yeah, and it's technically a read, and he has the defender, Devin Stevenson, going upfield. But if you're a quarterback, hand the ball off. Know the situation. The last thing you want is your quarterback getting hit. And if you're Cade Bell, tell your quarterback that in his headset. You can do that now in college football. Don't even put your quarterback in that situation.
Irvin on the carry. He's able to get about 2 out to the 5.
Run game just never got going for Stanford today. It's the last thing Coach Wright told us when he walked out of his meetings yesterday. Is this can't be one-dimensional, and they were. Then the turnovers came out as well. 3 from Ben Gulbranson, and then 4 from Pittsburgh. The fumble, second lost fumble today. He had the strip that he lost in that first quarter.
Stanford with 243 yards passing on the game, minus 12 total rushing today. Brown again to give. That's a big hole. So Irvin is able to move the sticks, first down.
The ball was out late.
Yeah.
Interested to see how Stanford handles the timing of the month ahead. You know, I think 2 weeks from now, you're going to start to hear teams hiring head coaches and building for the 2026 season. Obviously, Stanford has a season to finish out, but how do they handle that? Obviously, Andrew Luck's going to be the centerpiece there, but interested to see how that plays out.
More pads are popping. As Irvin makes the catch. Abe Ibrahim on the tackle. That'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. Pitt just 2 minutes away from winning their 5th straight and enjoying that long plane ride home to Western Pennsylvania. After a full day of football here in the ACC, finish the night with ACC Huddle final score. Tune in after Wake Forest and FSU for all the highlights. You're going to hear from the day's key players and coaches. Probably going to talk about that young man right there, Mason Heinschel. Wrap up the entire day. He has had it's been a mixed bag for him. Another W, that's the most important thing. As Brown tries to go deep and knocked away at the last second. But too many turnovers for Heinschel. What's going on up the road? Look at that. Virginia and Cal.
Had some close calls.
Yes. Very close. Notre Dame has just gone final, beating Boston College. Louisville beat Virginia Tech too recently, so we're keeping an eye on that. Big one tonight in Raleigh. Georgia Tech trying to avoid the upset bid by the Wolfpack. Virginia's got the ball with under 3 to go and the lead against Cal.
Big thing to watch for Virginia, that one loss versus NC State, but not counted as a conference game. That could be pivotal down the stretch when it comes to a tiebreaker situation.
Pitt's going to stay in the hunt. They'll improve to 5-1 in ACC play. 2 more games left to go. 2 key games at Georgia Tech the weekend before Thanksgiving, and then they wrap it up with Miami at home. Brown's going to go down, adding to Pitt's season high sack total on the day. Ratio Maverick ratio rather on the sack. I want to make sure I get that right. Let's look at what's happening with Virginia coming up, because you mentioned that loss to NC State that doesn't count as a conference game.
Early on in the season, and when you get down the stretch with all these teams in the ACC, there very much could be tiebreakers. That doesn't count towards their conference record. That could be pivotal. ACC, we know about that too, but then even looking forward to the CFP, as with some of the tiebreakers there.
Rankings come out this Tuesday, so it's always when you turn that calendar November, that's when things really get serious. When you start to think, who's got a shot as the instruction continues. You know, it's interesting, you saw that with Cade Bell continuing to talk to Mason Heinschel. He and so many other coordinators that we talk to say the day now that we have the iPad makes it so that they all can come down and be on the field if they choose to. It makes it a possibility. And the value of this instruction right here and being able to talk to your quarterback all day long is amazing. It's been fascinating. In year one, every coordinator was, hey, the iPad's the best thing ever. We have heard some coordinators say in year 2 where, you know what, actually, sometimes when your quarterback's not playing well and the mistakes are apparent to everyone on the sideline that can pull up an iPad, there's no hiding, especially for these are just kids. So how do they handle that? Mason Heinschel's, of course, had no issue with it, but to your point, excellent learning opportunity. Sean Lee with another outstanding play, this time bringing down Sam Roush up to the minute ACC standings. Miami suffering their second conference loss in overtime to SMU, which is big because now that group of teams, as we await from Nate Black, got the clock issue here. Let's make sure we get it right. That list of teams with 0 losses and 1 loss shrinks.
There is no change to the game clock. 57 seconds, and the clock will start on my signal.
But it's still a big group.
And we're on a track record where, you know, only 2 of these teams can play in the conference title game. There could be a third team not playing in the conference game that has a legitimate argue for the CFP. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. That's a really nice pass from Elijah Brown. That's why they're so excited about his future. He finds C.J. Williams in midfield. That was a strike. Modern day to modern day. The connection. Finds Caden high. He steps out of bounds near another first down. Stanford still has 2 timeouts left on the clock. Think about putting this one in the end zone here and carry a little momentum into their next contest next week as they travel across the country to take on North Carolina. Oh, good catch. The coverage was there, but the catch was made by Williams again inside the 20. This is an excellent catch. Physical, know you're going to get hit. Snatch it out of the air, come down with it. The concentration. Haven't said much of C.J. Williams' name, but he's the #1 receiver for this Stanford team. Going to the end zone for Williams, makes the catch.
Offside. Defense number 6. That penalty's decline. Resulted play. Touchdown.
Excellent throw. Nice route by C.J. Williams. Gets in the end zone. They call a little circus route. Take your break or your stem inside. And then you work up outside. Quarterback, you got to put that on the sideline. If you're late at all, you allow the safety to get involved. Nice drive right here by Elijah Brown.
7 of 8 on the drive for 87 yards.
C.J. Williams came from Wisconsin by way of USC, and a few years ago when USC went in the transfer portal and got Jordan Addison away from Pitt, kind of made C.J. Williams get buried in the depth chart a little bit there at USC. It's always got great weapons. He transfers to Wisconsin and now finds himself on the farm.
Double flex from Williams earns him 15 yards. Right, good luck. A few words, maybe a little something to build on for next week.
C.J. Williams is a guy that a couple years ago, I don't think Stanford's able to get him in school. I don't know exactly where he's at academically. I just know that a couple years ago, it was basically you could only transfer from an Ivy League or a top academic institution. I was asking, how are they doing that? They haven't changed their admission standards. It's more of the reason that we got was that Andrew Luck is now an advocate on campus and can be a salesperson, for lack of a better term, to say, hey, we have this guy. Here's what he's done academically. He can handle business. Is there a program or a school that we can get him into? Because again, a couple years ago, they were only getting 2, 3, 4 transfers a year. This year they had 17. Before this season, I believe the number was 14 total transfers in the program's history.
That's an unbelievable number.
Speaks to the innovation.
Yes. After marching off the 15 yards, this ball is going to go all the way down to the 9-yard line of the Pitt Panthers before Deuce Spann picks it up. Slung down at the 46. There's a look at the transfers. To your point, 17 more than the history of the program combined throughout the years. It's hard to even believe.
Look at the future when Andrew Luck's trying to establish. I mean, there's no reason Stanford can't unlock a whole NIL collective campaign. I mean, their alumni network is as powerful as anyone in the country. It's a different challenge getting guys into school, but if you get them here, can take care of them. There's no reason they can't build something special like when Andrew Luck was here.
And that'll do it. Heinschel takes a knee. Panthers continue to roll. Now 5 in a row since the true freshman from Oregon, Ohio took the reins. And it keeps Coach Narduzzi and the Panthers in the hunt for a potential spot in that ACC championship game in Charlotte the week after Thanksgiving.
Couple turnovers, few turnovers from Mason Heinschel, but a productive day. Pitt defense was able to get after the Stanford offense all day long, and another game where it feels like a 3-phase win for Pitt. Special teams getting it done, offense and defense.
Panthers will head home, try to get healthy, try to clean up a few things, penalties, turnovers, before beginning that brutal 3-game stretch to end their season. Week after next against Notre Dame at home. For Stanford, they'll go back to the board and work on their game before their trip to North Carolina. Sherry's standing by with Coach Narduzzi.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. That is now 5 in a row for your quarterback, Mason Heischel. A couple interceptions there, but he also found the end zone. What did this game do for his growth as your starting quarterback?
Oh boy, we made too many mistakes at the end. We left 21 points off the board in the red zone goal line area. I mean, we turned it over 3 times. I'm not real happy. It's a win, but not the way. We need to learn how to finish games the right way.
And then on your defense, though, they were pressuring. I think it was a season-high sack total. What did you like about their performance today?
They did a great job at containing, crushing the pocket. I mean, there was a couple of really good sacks out there, so they did a nice job. I was happy with the way the defense played today.
You guys have a bye, but then you do have a tough stretch here. Notre Dame, Miami, Georgia Tech. The fact that you said there were some points left out there on the field, how do you clean that up coming off the bye?
Just being smart. And again, young quarterback making mistakes. He'll learn from them. We got to do a better job as a staff, making sure we call plays that don't put him in that position too.
Well, congratulations, though, on the win, Coach, and enjoy that flight back home.
Sure, appreciate it. Hail to Pitt.
Guys.
Thank you, Sherry. Appreciate it as always. And Coach, as the alma mater plays, final thoughts from you after this one?
Standards high at Pitt, but Narduzzi's like going to have a happy flight home. Good on them for making the cross-country trip and giving Stanford their first loss at home this season.
Javier Baines-Marquez got a big crowd here of his fans saying hello. For Max Brown and Sherry Burris, I'm Chris Cotter. Thanks for watching. Let's send it to Kelsey Riggs Cup to catch you up on everything happening around the ACC.